fix the system. Time to take the war. No fear, no favor. We're speaking it clear. The truth might be bitter, but the people must
face the issues. We Abraham God sent, we uncommonly known as Teacher Light. The Berians, open your ears and listen every Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. on 88.5 Kings FM.
Truth on the airway, calling on me. From Arabian streets to the villages far. We're speaking the truth, no matter who you are. Face the issue, stand up. The future is now, no stories of old. We teach a light on kings and men, making voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Evening light breaking, people tuning in. Different voices calling, let the talk begin. From corruption talk to the people them cry. Asking real questions like why? Community voices, youth them rising strong. Mama them calling, saying things been wrong. We need solution, not every talk. Time to fix the system, time to take the war. No fear, no favor. We're speaking it clear. The truth might be beauty to count. The message got spread. Better Liberia, that's the road ahead. Face the issue, no hiding again. Truth on the airway, calling our citizens. From Liberia to the villages far. We're speaking the face the issue. Stand up, people. The future is now, not stories of old. We teach a light on the radio, making voices be heard. Every question counts, every single word. Politicians talk, but the people want proof. No more empty promise. We define the truth. Every patient on, yeah. Jobs for the youth. Let the leaders answer. Let them show the truth. From the 15 counties, every citizen matter, no one escapes. This now we country. We all gotta say, face the issues now. No delay. Talk your mind, stand your ground. Let the truth come out loud. Make it shake the town. Face the issue. No more silence. We bury our rising. We're making it proud.
Colin, speak up. Your voice matters. This is more than a show. It's a movement.
All government secure all finance of all road efforts in the country. Sign in 10 years electricity financing. 10 years.
When Liberians are desperate for leadership to deliver, desperate to know the truth, and desperate to know the real issues confronting the country.
The thing that we see this election, we're not lying. Because if you do it, it's the end of the thing.
Government, all the ministers in the government, they lie. The people are also everything they say. They never say the truth.
The people of Liberia, if you allow the opposition to win, you will suffer. The Liberians will suffer.
And the facts surrounding those issues, there is only one forum that provides the answer. Is face the issue on Kings FM. John Antonin April Gossin Wayne, commonly known as Teacher Live, from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. for the most analytical and most stimulating conversation training for the day.
That's the funny thing about Unity Park. In a football game, if we were playing a tournament, beat us today, and we drop out of the tournament. Our focus now is not the tournament again. Unity Party get their opponent, the Liberian people, they lead the Liberian people, then they come back to their team that they defeated. Everyone said that they put a crack away. You know, everybody can say so.
And face the issue brings you logic, explain logic, and advance you to discuss with logic. It's face the issue to 10 p.m. on Kings FM 88.5. Don't miss it.
We are seeing a systematic erosion of democracy. Executive overreach and open disregard for our constitution. Lawlessness in the legislature, with the presidency turning a blind eye, even when the Assembly Hall of our democracy go up in flames. Security forces brutalizing peaceful citizens. While millions are being spent on so-called operations that offer no protection to ordinary Liberians. They said people can see for themselves. The real problem is the Unity Party that is now in power. The time has come to speak the truth without fear. This government is failing and Liberia is paying a price. For seditions, let us not lose hope. Even the longest night must give way to daylight. Even the strongest storm must pass. We are still standing and we are still strong. We will not give up on Liberia. We will not give up on our people. And we will never give up on CDC. We are the party of the strong and the city. We are the voice of the voiceless. We are the protectors of the poor and the defender of their dreams. From New Blue Town to Peaceville, from Buchanan to Bond Mines, from Sunny Quarter to Southtown, the CDC remains in the hearts of the people. This rally is a clear sign. We are reorganizing, we are preparing, we are coming back. I say to you, we are coming back. But in order to do that, we must build a strong, together we must fortify the one institution that can correct the failure of the Buaka administration. And that institution is the mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. This is why I call on all of you today, not just to believe, but to act. Not just to hope, but to build. Let us invest in the movement that has invested in you. Let us pay our due so that the party remains financially and politically prepared. Your dues are more than money. They are a seed of commitment, a pledge of loyalty, and a seamless due payment campaign to the grassroots. You, the real owner of this party, are ready to step forward, take charge, and prepare for the future. As your political leader, I promise you this: we will not rest, we will not retreat, we will organize, mobilize, and energize until we reclaim the leadership of Liberia. But let us do it the CDC way, and respectfully. Because when our time comes and aid will come, believe me, we must be ready not just to win, but to govern better. We must correct the wrongs, improve the system, and restore the dignity of the Liberian people. So let us unite, let us rise, let us believe, and let us build. And to all our young people, I say, stay focused, stay clean, stay strong. To our women, you are the backbone of this movement. Keep rising. To our elders, your wisdom is still needed. Stay with us. And to our opponents, we see the failure and we are coming to face it. Again, great Nelson Mandela said in a quote, it always seems impossible until it is done. Unquote. The party is alive, strong and mighty. The revolution shall continue. They believe we will uphold to death. The future is not beyond us. The future is still ahead. And together we will get there. And so I want to close with this advice. Wait well. Liberia and Liberians will call on you again. And therefore, be prepared to win again and lead again. Remember, we are the common people. So let us all unite for the betterment of our country. And our
the Bwaka, we used to go to him, even fee Bwaka because of his title. Make it comfortable because of a title. But you see what he's doing? You get a lot of gangsters around here and thinking that Liberia is afraid of gangsters. It's a lie.
But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I've kept
Liberia's
the peace.
biggest drug persecution. But investigators say the story began years earlier. According to sources, a Croatian Ukrainian piece of evidence linking former Vice President Joe Howard Taylor to Liberia's biggest drug persecution. But investigators say the story began years earlier. According to sources, a Croatian Ukrainian group established a network in Liberia between 2021 and 2022 using local operators, businesses, and alleged government contacts. The operation was suspended in 2023 before returning in 2025. Sources say Sheikh Basiru Kanti introduced the group to then Vice President Joe Howard Taylor in 2022, presenting them as investors interested in putting $250 million United States dollars into Liberia. Taylor later met the group in Dubai and reportedly welcomed their investment interest. Investigators say Kanti later cooperated with authorities. Wired with a recording device, he called Taylor and allegedly told her that the same group has sent her a gift. Authorities say that recording helped lead to Taylor's arrest and subsequent charges. Taylor denies knowing the Croatian and Ukrainian nationals identified as alleged owners of the seized drugs. She faces drug trafficking, conspiracy, facilitation, and money laundering charges. The case is now testing President Bwaka's promise. No sacred cows. Gerald Konyene, Front Page Africa.
It's a concern. Her life is at stake, and we will continue to monitor the process.
What are you hearing? Have you been able to speak with her or anybody else inside there concerning how she's doing?
I have somebody very close to her, and then they have been informing me that
What are they saying?
Her pressure has been very high. She's undergoing severe medical attention. She's an asthmatic patient. She was attacked by asthma, and then her pressure being very high. It's uncontrollable. I think a lot of unnecessary pressure being exerted on her. So, you know, that's why we are here.
There's a heavy presence of state security, but yet and still you're saying you opt in to sleep here. Don't you trust the state security? Don't you trust them with the life of the former vice president?
No, it's not about trusting them. It's about me trusting myself to be around. That is why I'm going to be here for. We will continue to be here. We'll continue to monitor the process.
Are you sending for mattresses?
Of course. We've just sent a caveat that it is our hope, it is our prayers that the former vice president be protected and be safe.
Thank you. So what's happening now is the gate is being closed. That gate is being closed. So this gate that was opened is now being closed. So access is even much more tighter than what it was.
People are actually from coming to West Africa. Liberia, it has agreed to accept up to 1,200 deportees from the United States. None of those people are actually from Liberia. They are from other African countries, from the Americas, from the Caribbean, and they are being deported to Liberia, where it is believed that they have said that these people within Liberia or indeed move on to other countries. Liberia have also made clear that this is not a quid pro quo situation with the United States. Donald Trump, as we know, has been dumping many third-party deportees on the African continent, and Liberia is now the latest list of countries on the African continent to accept with welcome arms these deportees coming into their country. We have heard from their Minister of Information who shed a bit more light on this subject. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Liberia intends to accept up to 1,200 persons to be transferred from the United States of America within a year. The persons to be transferred to Liberia are third country nationals, some of whom may wish to seek asylum in Liberia. Honor the agreement or arrangement. Those to be transferred from the United States of America to Liberia will include citizens or nationals of African and Western Hemisphere countries who are medically authorized to travel.
So interesting times ahead where we're looking at Trump's relationship with the African continent, especially where third-party deportations are concerned. I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, I mean, Femi, I don't know, but what's the deal in it for Liberia? How much are they getting? Because
they said it's humanitarian.
No.
That's what they said.
Or is it because Trump said his English is very good? The president of Liberia's English is very good. There must be something they are getting. When the UK wanted to bring people to Rwanda, it was paid for, right?
They support projects and infrastructure projects.
It was paid for.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Nothing.
In other cases, it's going to be paid for. So Liberia, that is already a poor country, just wants to do it for free.
Yeah.
Is it because of the former American heritage they have?
Well, they're making it clear. It might not be for free, but they're saying that it's humanitarian. They've also made clear that there's no quid pro quo between the two of them.
There's nothing humanitarian about it. Are there Liberians there?
Where? None of the 1,200 are Liberians, but there are some Africans.
I mean,
and they have said that if they choose to stay in Liberia, they can do so.
People. See, Liberia did not choose that scientists should come to them. They didn't choose that intellectuals should come to them. It's criminals. And they say if they choose. Why is there always bad things Africa used to attract? At least we had the one from Ghana. They were some of our West African brothers, and that's why they collected them. So you just choose to get the hardened of the hardened criminals, and you say they choose to stay here, and you're telling me that there's nothing involved. They should investigate too. They should. I don't think there's something.
All right,
that
there is something. Okay, nothing goes for nothing. Al Jazeera reports that the US has committed $124 million to health infrastructure in Liberia. They also negotiated a visa deal last year that rather than 12 months, they extended to 36 months. 36 months visa extension. There's something in it for Liberia. There's no country that is altruistic to the extent that you're taking back returnees when your country itself has high unemployment rates. You have infrastructural challenges. Your annual refugee intake as a country normally is about 1,169, not up to the 1,200 in one fell swoop from the United States. It's not humanitarian alone. And I do think, going back to Rufai's point, that it's quite unfortunate that deals like this are entered into by African countries like this for gain. What they couch it under is that, we're going to support the process by contributing money because we know that there'll be administrative costs into having these extra people in your country. It is money. The worst part of it, okay, let's assume that they weigh the options and this is a gain for the countries, that oftentimes the money is not even spent for what it's supposed to be used for. If you look at the history, there will be no transparency. Corruption will erode the benefits, and the people themselves who would have to live with the reality of scarce resources even becoming more scarce because more people are going for those scarce resources will not even benefit directly from it. So it's, there are laws, there are suits, lawsuits in the United States and in Liberia against this. Liberia, in terms of the legal part of it, is signed to the UN Convention of Refugees. So there are certain criteria that they must meet to ensure that these refugees will be well looked after and that they have the capacity to look after them and give them dignity of life. Can Liberia meet that threshold? That is the big question. There's no African country that the people themselves have not protested this, but the leaders have taken the decision to take whatever it is that Washington is giving them in exchange for accepting these deportees.
You are right. They are getting something to even help them strengthen their migration system. However, the issues we have seen in other countries in Africa about human rights, nobody in Liberia has raised those issues. Maybe those issues will still come to the fore and more details will be provided. But we still congratulate or thank Nigeria for refusing to be a dumping ground for the United States. Nigeria was one country that stood firm.
President,
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Adefemi. We are dealing with a lot. We don't need any more issues. Thank you. All right, thank you so much, Adefemi.
It's a lie.
But you should be concerned as well. Why it is true that you're in opposition, you should be concerned. You also have a responsibility to maintain the peace of the country. Though the burden has shifted on the government to maintain the peace.
I've always kept the peace of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
During Ellen time, I've kept the peace. During President Dota, I kept the peace. Amos Soyota, I kept the peace. Chancellor, I kept the peace. I have never broken anything in this country. I work for peace in our country, and I'm on record. Even the United Nations know that I work for peace. So I'm not trying to break the peace. What I'm telling you that those people that say they came to rescue us, they are breaking the laws of the Republic, and it is wrong. If you can't see it, AB, it is wrong. It is wrong. Because in the government that I serve, training position were respected. Today, you can say that you're taking the person out because he associated with somebody. No, but you see, we are different. The respect I have for Ellen Johnson, I kept that respect. And the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the Republic. I even work with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful. But we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we're in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson said, let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much. She did some things that we disagreed and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest and we protest. We went to Ellen and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked.
We have 25 reports and a particular time we come. And while on our way, we have reached out to take us before somewhere in there to communicate us before in a safety room or waiting room. Right in the car of the city. All the way in the professional investigation, when you calling the party, you calling the former official, you calling people, give deference and respect to them. You know, I got to say, you are not prepared for us, and you want to call us. And so I know it is an attempt to get demoralized before finally, so keeping us like the waiting the wrong way or waiting with, and when you're ready to find it out, going back, if the chairman is ready this time, you're ready to take it. And if you don't that, this time we come again, we want the same thing, and we are not because we just take it for us. Which one? So which one? We cannot change the laws because it's we need to be reminded by history. There were powerful people in this country. Some of who were young, little bit, older, it is the sort telling them, hey,
So, okay. What a wonderful way to say good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the program Face the Issues, the Diaspora Edition. And of course, we are grateful again to be here this evening to talk more about our country, Liberia. And like we will continue to say, this is the wonderful country we have. And this country is ours. This is our country. We got to keep fighting for our country. Let's keep fighting for our country. Too many things happening in the country. It's not easy. Things are tough. And in fact, things are getting tougher. It's not easy. And that's how we need to keep praying. We will continue to say this. We will definitely continue to say this. This country is moving on a path that is undemocratic, a path that doesn't speak to protecting human dignity. These are not good signs. These are not good signs for our country. That's why we are always here praying for the good. We are not praying for the bad. But these are signs that could lead to something else. We are not praying for bad. This is our country. We are seeing signs, indications. And if the necessary cautions are not taken, Liberia could revert to those dark days. That is something we don't want to see. We never don't want to see it again. We got to know. We got to see. We got to behave in the form and manner in which we can go back. Liberia can never go back to those days. Too many things happening in the country, folks. Liberia is a sad country right now. And since the arrest of the former vice president, the entire country is quiet. The entire country is quiet. It's so terrible. The entire country is quiet. With the fact that she was being hospitalized yesterday, and she is still being hospitalized at the Gomez Medical Center, there where she is currently. And we're getting information that her condition continues to deteriorate. Things are not fine. Things are not fine. In fact, her doctors are requesting that there should be extension because they want to observe her. So that's the request they're making to the government, to the police, that she can be taken from there right now. They're asking for extension for some days so that they can be able, the doctors, that is what they are requesting, that the doctors will be able to observe her to see how she will respond to treatment and all of that. This is sad for our country. And we see gunmen everywhere. They have barricaded the entire hospital as though they have captured a rebel leader with armed police officers. They are there. They continue to exert pressure. It's not a surprise anyway for me. When you see, the former vice president pressures continue going up and all of that, even their presence is contributing to that. The pressure, the kind of force, the tension. It's not easy. This is the kind of Liberia we are. This is certainly the kind of Liberia we find ourselves under the Joseph Boakai's leadership. For some of you who are not in this country, we continue to urge you, while it's true that you are away, you got to keep praying because you have your relatives, you have families back home, you have loved ones back home. If anything happens, God forbid, all of us, whether you are in or out, all of us will feel the pinch. Because if your relative, your loved one, are affected, you are also affected. You are also affected. We got to keep praying for this country. We got to keep praying for this country. Nobody is against justice. But our point is the former stateswoman, she deserves that kind of respect. Her dignity as former vice president, former first lady of the Republic of Liberia, and former senator of Bone County of recent, former vice president, the second highest position in the country. She has worked for this country. She has served this country. No matter what, her dignity should be respected. She should not have been, humiliated or brought to public disrepute like that in that manner and form. And up to present, be taken everywhere with serene. Went to the airport to pick the vice president from there as though she were escaping. When the vice president, they didn't even know that, the joint security team needed her for questioning. There was no prior notice served. That was wrong. She should have been served. There should have been prior notice. She's a former stateswoman. There should have been prior notice. And everybody were only for the woman to get ready to go to Ghana to speak at some women forum there. Then, to draw the people's attention now from the trivial issue. They went to the airport as though they were so serious. They are fighting drugs. They went to the airport just to draw the attention of Liberians. They went to the airport, redirected the vice president. And in fact, she should come back. She's needed at the LMP headquarters for questioning. She can leave the country now without even instruction from the court. Like we said, there's a court that has that has the authority to stop anybody from leaving the country. It's not the police. The police is not cloaked with that responsibility. It is a court that stops anyone from leaving the country. In the case of the former vice president, where she was needed for questioning, what the police should have done to go to the court. Then the court will issue what is called near-set Republica. When the court issues that near-set Republica, that will prohibit the vice president from leaving the country. But nothing. You didn't serve the woman prior notice. I'm sure if she would have been served prior notice, she wouldn't have gone. She would have tendered to the police for questioning. She would have attended. But the police used its authority to stop the vice president from traveling. It was not the court.
That is complete overreach. They overreach their function, right? That was not the function of the police. Why didn't the police go to the court and get the nearest Republican to stop the vice president from traveling? And you just went, took convoy, took armed police officers, riot police officers. You ran to the airport just to divert the people's attention. And Liberians are not stupid. They are not stupid. They are not stupid. And everything we explained to you last night, we saw it last night, sometimes the internet can be cracking and all of that. So that led to cutting the show short last night. Yes, we do apologize. The same thing we explained to you last night. You see how it was so swift. Imagine with the fact that they have arrested most of those people who are in connection with the whole drug issue, right? Like the first press conference that Austs, the justice minister had, he said when they talk about parking and all of that, so in fact when parking was there in the country, they said in fact parking, they were person of interest, so they were waiting until they can come to the country. They will call them. In fact, they are presumed innocent until proven they are not guilty. So but they are suspect. They are not even suspect but person of interest. But then parking there, they were person of interest. It took time. This very government was here. It took time before even they could investigate and parking could be transition to suspend and all of that. It was not so expeditious like this one. This is so expeditious, so fast. They seen that you arrested a woman, they seen that you charged blah blah blah, just seven charges. So what is so when you say it's not which one, it's which one? Why those people, the previous suspects that you arrested, why their case was not so fast to that? Why was that so expeditious like that? Why were you so quick about the vice president? They see that you arrested her from the airport, going straight to the police station for questioning from suspect, not even suspect, from person of interest to suspect, and charges levied against her and all of that. Why? It wasn't done to those other suspects. Why? It wasn't done to them. What is it about the former vice president? The owner case just fast. That's why we say it's for political convenience. Somebody could say political goal 2029. So everything the government is doing right now is about 2029. Because they want to sway the minds of the people. They don't want to take liability. They want to shift the blame now to the opposition. That's what they're doing. They want to shift the blame to the opposition. So everything that, the diversionary tactics, this is complete distraction. Because the Liberians be crying, the party, too many jobs come in the country. Now so much jobs come in the country. So they want to divert the minds of the people now. Complete distraction. They want to distract you from that's why we said, from the main issue. They want to distract you from the main issue. And we would never be distracted. We will continue to discuss those trivial issues. We will continue to discuss it. We can never be intimidated, and we will never be intimidated. No matter what, we are willing to bear the consequences. This is our country. Nobody is more Liberian. We will continue to speak truth to power. No matter the consequences, we are willing to go through the consequences. We are willing to bear the consequences. We will never be deterred. We will continue to speak out. We will continue to speak ills against the ills in government. If Liberia collapses tomorrow, all of us will feel the pinch. It is not one person. All of us, we saw what happened here during the 14 years of civil crisis. We killed one another in this country. And these are reasons why we went to war. Political differences, overreach of power, people exercising power on one group. These are reasons why we went to war in this country. We killed one another for nothing. Because of political differences. And we don't want to go back to the dark days. That's why we continue to urge the government to be very careful as to how they proceed. Nobody is against justice. That's why we say justice does not see. If you go to the court, you'll see a lady holding a scale, right? Her face is tied. That is to tell you that's how justice is. Justice does not pick and choose. Justice is not selective. When justice becomes selective, then it becomes a problem. Then people get disenchanted because of selective justice. That's why we always say, and we continue to say, justice must not only be done, but it should be seen to be done. How is it possible for justice to be seen to be done? For justice to proceed the way the manner and form is supposed to proceed. That is justice to be seen to be done. And that's how justice is seen to be done. We pray, and let's continue to pray for the former vice president. Let's continue to pray for the former vice president. That's the only thing that I can say so far. Yes. That's the only thing. And in fact, we get information that today, sorry, let me add a team to Leo and Prince. We're getting information that the Independent National Human Rights Commission, today they went to the hospital to have access to the former vice president. They were denied entry. And these are people, it is part of their job, right? To go to the hospital to see what the former vice president's rights are not violated. So today they went there, the human rights people and the Gregory Coleman, after this, they went to the Justice Ministry, and the Justice Ministry agreed for them to have gone there to do their job, to access the vice president, to see what is going on there in terms of human rights violations and all of that. And when they got out of the hospital, the police on ground there got instruction from Gregory Coleman that they should not allow those people, the human rights people, to have access to the former vice president. And in fact, they tried the human rights people, they tried calling Formula. They tried calling Gregory. Gregory phone was off. They could not get Gregory. They could not have access to the former vice president to examine as to, human rights issue and all of that. How is she being treated? Because they have to do their report. And these are ways they can be able those are ways that they can be able to do their report. They should go on the ground to see whether there are violations, human rights violations. Liberia continue to cry. It's not easy. Let's keep praying for our country. Let's welcome our team from the diaspora, Prince and Leo. Prince and Leo, good evening and welcome. It's good to have you on.
Yes, thank you, my brother Newton, and let me say hi to my brother Leo, and to our people who are listening, both home and abroad. We want to say, my people, your hello. Again, it's another day of discussion, but we are not surprised, we are not deterred, we are not dissuaded, and we will not move our pendulum or our focus on what is actually important. What is important right now is to ensure that Mr. Gregory Coleman, who is actually the head of the cocaine gang of Liberia, with language exposed, and it's turned over for investigation. What is important is to ensure that the son of Mr. Joseph Numa Boeka is actually apprehended and turned over for investigation. What is cogent right now is to ensure that those who are within the cartel of cocaine gangs, like the likes of the Justice Minister, who we know, and all these other people, including those who Mr. Boeka on the Executive Mansion website dismiss and suspend, that these people are subjected to investigation. We will not allow Boeka, the odious cocaine gang in Africa or the world, to take our attention from all what is cogent. So we are here and we are grateful that we have another opportunity. We will discuss in depth, but again, I want to say thank you to you, my brother Newton, for always being there for us, and to the manager himself, Teacher Light, and all of the staffs of King's FM. Thanks for the great work. Thank you, my brother.
Hey, Newton, how are you? Prince, good to see you, man.
Thank you.
Let me say good afternoon, good evening to our people via Radio Land. It's good to be here.
But it's a sad day for me. It's a sad time for me. Our country, I see our country retrogress every day. And so if one asks me, how are you? I am not happy. I am not well. I will not sit here and put up a front. You know, when this whole drug saga started, this very United Party were trying to incriminate McGill. It started with them trying to cast blame from everywhere, leading the opposition side. When Gregory Common came out and said, this whole drug thing, people within our government from top hierarchy are the ones controlling these things. Now one person has been brought to book. He said all ropes is leading to the opposition side. And somebody will ask me, how are you? No, I'm not happy. Because you see, we foresee things that are coming. And again, like I always said, I hate to be a bearer of bad news. When the vice president, the sitting vice president, Kun, went on Timolin show and called His Excellency Dr. George Weah a common man, that told me that these guys are willing to do anything to act stupid. Excuse my French. And so we are seeing the signs. But like Prince just said, of course, we citizens are not violent people. But one thing we can promise this government, we will not sit supinely and watch our people run within our corridors. It's not going to happen. Okay? You got this woman, disgrace her publicly without even serving her rights. This woman was not served. You did not let her know. But yet, because you think you have the bully pulpit now, so you can do things. But let me remind you, Sammy Doe does the same, something similar. Where is he? Let's go back to Chancellor. Where is he? This is just to tell President Buakai, the clock is ticking. The clock is ticking, and the tick is ticking. Look, there's no one person got monopoly over violence. So I tell people, of course, I'm not a violent guy, but I try to let people know that because you see somebody peaceful, that doesn't mean you can take advantage of that. It's not going to happen. Okay? So if somebody asks me, Leo, how are you? No, I'm not fine. A country that is excellent, Dr. George Mann, we have tried to put on this map. Because you, the United Party, cannot govern, you've lied to the people. Now you have come to play all that versionary tactics to lead the people, mislead the people, and lie to the people. Of course, we know this United Party are not law-abiding people. From the Auust case, the sitting president came up and said, oh, I will dance with the devil and I will work with whoever. The only wrong that former vice president committed was to speak her mind. When she is asked a question, when people started to lie, when she spoke her mind, that is to tell me that this country, this government is intolerant. Where is the freedom of speech here? Whenever you try to speak what is against this government or what this government is doing wrong, you become target. Okay? But there's some news for this United Party government that we will not sit supinely and watch them do what they do to our people and think that we too cannot speak. We will speak. I'm urging all the women of Liberia, all women, all the well-meaningful women in Liberia, it's time for you to speak up for your rights because these people are coming to trample upon your rights. I look forward to a good show, Newton, but I don't want nobody to ask me how I'm doing. Today is not a day. Thank you, Newton. Newton,
Thank you, Leo. Thank you, everyone. So all you can do for us, just continue to share the show for us, and that's all you can do, so that the message can be able to go viral, so that most people will have access to the show and they can have a listen as to the discussion we have in here, and I think that will be able to help to transform our country. So just to inform you that the former president and his entourage arrived in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He's expected to deliver the keynote address at the anniversary of the Nigerian Bar Association, and right after that program, he will be running back home. I think you listened to the position statement of the CDC when following the arrest of the former vice president, that the former president will be back here right after, immediately after the program. He will be running back home and to come here because the former president has said he's coming back to rally Liberians because as former president, he would not sit and see the government proceeding the way it is proceeding. So he'll be coming back to the country shortly after the program to rally Liberians. And the disgusting part about the whole thing is that Joseph Boakai is a president that doesn't listen to the cries of the people. And what Joseph Boakai does is that whatever that pleases him, that's what he does. Whether you cry blood, whether you shout, whether you call noise, Joseph Boakai is not care. He doesn't care about your feelings. That's not his business. Joseph Boakai is after pleasing himself than you. Almost everybody, there are most Liberians who have been calling for the recusal or dismissal of Gregory Coleman. It happened when Martin Colley took to the Facebook. He brought some issue against Fijara, the former director of the LDA, and the government was able to take action, right? In relation to the great pickup, right? The government was able to take action. And they relieved Fijara Biako of his post. Now it is Gregory Coleman, because it is Gregory Coleman who was doing all of the dirty work. And perhaps they feel that if Gregory Coleman is relieved of his post, Gregory Coleman, will because he has most of the information as to, the drug issue and all of that, he could expose them and all of that. So Liberians have been calling for the recusal or dismissal of Gregory. Listen to what Joseph Boakai said just the evening. Joseph Boakai said, in fact, just the evening, with all of the cries all around, Liberians are calling Gregory Coleman should be removed. Martin K. and Colley then one to tier one to they are there. In fact, the procurement of those vehicles, those police vehicles, if the guys are there investigating, bringing up facts that those vehicles were not procured with government funds, not even from the police budget. Where did the money come from? Joseph Boakai this evening, the man has press conference at the executive mansion, expressing explicit confidence. Imagine all the way Liberian are crying. Joseph Boakai said, in fact, the work of Gregory doing, he has never seen any police director or police RG do such work. He has expressed explicit. You know the reason why Joseph Boakai called that press conference? To tell you that Joseph Boakai said all the noise you're making about Gregory, he does not care about what you're saying. So it's just to make you weak. Joseph Boakai indirectly, Joseph Boakai is telling you that don't even waste your time. So Joseph Boakai said to himself that maybe if I don't speak up, they will feel that, they think they're wasting their time. So then Gregory stepped down. Gregory stepped down. They want the police, where Gregory took money from and the cartel to buy the police pick up $90,000 car and all of that. Joseph Boakai is telling you that what he told Gregory, one is it is about Boakai's interest. What if that man took criminal money? He not take criminal money. Joseph Boakai will not take action because that's his interest. You saw they remove Fijara Biako because he doesn't care about Fijara Biako. The same allegation was leveled against Fijara Biako. And Martin Kelly brought evidence. The same thing they are providing evidence. And to just Joseph Boakai just come over having press conference and say, he not even get time. You're lucky him call noise, you're lucky him do any kind of thing. He liked the work Gregory doing. He's satisfied with the job that Gregory is doing. Because it's Gregory who was there doing all of the dirty work for the government. This is the situation. So now I will not do much of the talking. I think Prince and Leo will do much of the talking because the whole week, in fact, I've been suffering from severe headache, the pressure, the tension, and all of that. And since the week, Teacher has not been here from Monday to Friday, will be here. So all of the issues, are already aware about all of the issues, and we'll be talking on the preview of the past shows and all of that. So Leo and Prince will, do most of the talking. Maybe I only come to pick up the calls during the call session and all of that. So I just want to set the basis because we'll be looking at two major issues here tonight. The first issue we will be looking at, I just want to set the basis, is the issue about the former vice president then we'll end up with the 1,200 deportees. And just to throw light on that issue about the 1,200 deportees, you remember there was a time when this government, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Sarah Besloyanti, there was time she was dancing, oh yeah, you know, that visa extension, visa validity, right? The visa validity, visa extension from 15 to 36 months. They were all year celebrating. And they did not explain to the Liberian people that that visa extension was not free. That visa extension was not free. It was negotiation. They went in a deal. It was a deal established between the U.S. government, the Trump administration, and the Liberian government. That was something they failed to explain to you, to tell you. They heard that from you. They were here celebrating and said Joseph Boakai, as part of the results, that Joseph Boakai went to the United States and he sat there, he spoke good English. From that good English he spoke in the US, when he came back to Liberia, it was on the basis of that, you know, the American government was able to extend that visa extension, yes, from 15 to 36 months. They were just celebrating. Joseph Boakai spoke good English. Not knowing the government had agreed with the Trump administration to have 1,200 people deported in this country. People who are not even, none of those people are from Liberia. None of them, 1,200 persons that are coming to this country, none of those people are from Liberia. No one Liberian is there. All of them are people from different countries. North America, South America, the Caribbean, these are people. And some part of Africa, these are people from those regions, from those areas. These are people that are coming in the country. And they refuse to explain to you. Recently, Jeremy Pia, the Minister of Information, had a press briefing, and the government has agreed on humanitarian basis. He didn't say they were getting money. The U.S. government was, they heard that from you. He said on humanitarian basis, based on the, if they wanted to strengthen ties between Liberia and the United States, based on, you know, that American heritage and all of that. So it was on the basis of that that they accepted Trump's request to have 1,200 deportees into the country. They lied. That was not the case. The government had gone into a deal with the U.S., with the Trump administration to have these people here. And there were incentives provided. They see it in almost that they see where Ibrako Garcia, that Garcia guy, who they wanted to deport to Liberia. You know, when Liberia were crying, so when I want a mayor, yeah, it's not good. Liberia already struggling with their own security situation to have the kind of mayor. Why is America as a country with all of the sophistication, America is saying that they don't able this man. Then that tier world country like Liberia, they want to bring this kind of man. The man could do anything to the country. We already have weak security system here. Drug cartel people can come and neutralize the entire security system, the NSA, the police, and will penetrate. They are penetrated and fight. What about these people that you bring in? These were people who were convicted in the United States for different crimes. And now you are bringing them to Liberia. The country already has, you know, its own problem, challenges that you know, the country is confronted with, and you having bringing these people into the country. So as part of the deal, what Liberia stands to benefit that they refuse to tell the Liberian, Jeremy Pia lied. He refused to tell the Liberian people that Liberia stands to benefit 124 million as part of this deal. Jeremy Pia didn't say that in a press conference. He hid that from you. He would say it was on humanitarian basis. But in fact, the United States government will provide support. Support was general. What kind of support? He was never specific as to the kind of support that the U.S. government, you know, will provide in relation to the, you know, the third country deportation, you know, arrangement. By our own research, it is the visa extension. It was part of the deal that yes, you know, it's a trainer, give and take, right? Yes, I sent 1,200 people. But if I will extend visa for Liberians, right, from 15 to 36 months, I will give you 124 million as part of the deal. This is what Liberians stand, and the government is all year lying. The government has refused to tell the Liberian people. Why are you hiding these things from the Liberian people? You said you are going to be so transparent. So these people, the first batch of people have already arrived in the country. They were here yesterday. They arrived yesterday, the first 20 persons. The rest of them will continue to come until the number is complete as part of the deal. This is the situation. When other countries are there refusing these people, even Nigeria, if America, like we continue to say, like America has all of the sophistication. America said those people are not good for their society. And Liberia is now accepting them. We look forward to the best. So like I said, Prince and Leo will do much of the talking. I just want to, say one or two things that I can, yes. So because my head is just beating on something that too much tension and all of that. I've been suffering from severe headache. And just to say something quickly before I leave. The issue about Joe Howard Taylor, involvement with the drug issue. I think I tried explaining to you last night. There's a guy called Sheikh Bashiru County. Between 2021 and 2022, Sheikh Bashiru County brought the three guys in question, right? I think two of them were charged along with the former vice president in absentia. Yes. So those guys came to the country, and this Sheikh Bashiru County Ghana, he took those guys to the former vice president between 2021 2022. He introduced them as investors. These people have come, honorable vice president, these people have come to the country and they want to support your government. They want to invest into the country. And with the sum of $250 million and something like that. And that was how we, explained to the former vice president. So the former vice president said, granted, it's a good thing. Every government will want investors. She didn't know anything about these people, being linked to drug issue and all of that. No, she didn't know anything about it. That's why we continue to say the former vice president, all through her life, she has never been associated. That's why most people are yet to believe that, Joao Tilo, until the government, the evidence the government says it has, until that evidence comes forth, then we wouldn't believe. But as it stands, most Liberians are still saying that they don't believe it. It's mere political wish hunt. So the Garcia County, when he introduced those people to the vice president as investors, the vice president welcomed them, embraced them. Later, the vice president traveled to Dubai, where she met those guys and welcomed them to the country to come and invest. They said we're coming to invest into the cocoa sector. That's what they said. They came between 2021 and 2022. They established a network in Liberia. They were here doing one or two things and all of that. What is the issue about drugs? What are our cartel? Something they established. The vice president was never aware of such. 2023, everything ended. When I say everything ended, I mean now the guys now who were introduced by county to the vice president and operation, everything ended. And nothing was discovered about drug under the CDC government. 2020, it was the CDC that was in power. Nothing. They didn't discover anything about drugs in relation to those guys who came and invested in all of that. 2025, under the United Party government, these guys resurfaced. CDC is no longer in power. They came back again to re-establish their network. What else? They came for investment or they were doing drug business? No, nobody knows. The vice president was never in the picture at that time. How their network was established under the current government, she was nowhere as part of that arrangement. How they came back to the country, the negotiation, how was it done? Nothing. The only thing she knows about, when they were first introduced by Bashiru County, 2021, 2022, that's how she got to know them. And since that time, she had no connection with them. Until 2025, those guys came back and established their network. Surprisingly, we got information that the recent drug that were arrested at Duazon, the 370 million drugs, Those guys were the owners of the drugs based on security investigation, intel, and all of that. That's what we're hearing. They are the owners of the drugs. How did the 370 million drugs come into the country? How they became owner, nobody knows. So investigation have been ongoing. Then this guy, Bashiru County name, pop up as part of, person of interest. So what authorities did, they invited Bashiru, they put him song on a horse, they have, gave him, the horse has almost everything. Yes, long story house, they put him there, everything is won. Yeah, they agreed to give it to him. But it was a deal. They struck a deal that Bashiru, what we want for you to do for us is this. We know that you have been so close to Jewel. You have been working with Jewel. How can we, incriminate? How can we implicate Jewel into the whole thing? What do you know about Jewel? If you give us, that kind of intelligence, the kind of information that we need to have Jewel as part of this issue, then we'll take your name from the whole thing, from the probe. That was the deal. So Bashiru said, oh, but if it is so, it's good. But then that's fine. Then I will do the mission. After meeting the authorities, Bashiru then went, he called Jewel. He had all his son because the whole mission was already set. He called Jewel now, telling Jewel he had all the gadgets, recalling everything because, yes, the mission was already set. Because the people, the United Party people, they've been fighting some kind of way just because all the justice have been happening in the country. No CDC people, everybody the rest, all the United Party people. So like, bro, I look at them are the real, just people, the real importer of the jobs. Yeah. So that was their target. Now, if I won't get one big person from the CDC, then we'll divert the people attention. And because the people just looking at us now, they're not CDC people, they're looking, they appear as, clean now. When all the people look at all the people they arrest, that see this, that United Party people, the other person they arrest, that United Party people. What? So all of us, we as United Party people, we can't take the liability. We can't take the embarrassment alone. It will tarnish our 2029, political, stuff and what have you. How can we implicate them? That level one big fish for the CDC. Then when we get that big fish now, then the whole attention of the Liberian people now will leave us now. They will carry the attention out to the CDC. So Bashiru then called Jewel and told Jewel, recalling that in conversation, that, Jewel, those people that are introduced as investors between 2021 and 2022, do you still remember them? Jewel said, yes, I can figure out, I can still remember them. Yes, I can still remember them. He then went on to say, yes, these guys, they brought gift. They gave me gift. They have a gift for you. Yes. Those guys are introduced to you between 2021. Do you still remember that? You said yes. But they have a gift for you. He recorded everything. Because the two guys were already, ongoing investigation. The two guys who were charged in, absentia. Those two guys were already on. So the NXA and not the Joint Security Army already had those guys' names. Now anybody that had connection with them, then they will implicate them. So that was kept aside. That was kept aside. So they're looking for someone who had, any connection with those guys now, then they will link you now to the case. I had when Bashiru County now spoke with Jewel, recalling all of those things and what have you. And that's how she got entrapped into the whole drug issue. We hear about the Jewel drug issue, but Jewel whole life has never been associated. That woman is innocent. She has never been associated with drug issue in this country. That's how your whole life she has never been seen. Not even one part of the one they call marijuana. She has never been associated with such character. That's how the guy that whole setup was done. That's how she got implicated in the whole drug issue. You saw them running all around as though they were, or she was part of the clique. She brought drugs in the country. All the 7 charges, unless importation, facilitation, criminal conspiracy, money laundering, all the different charges, 7 charges. That had to be quick, man. just for political, convenience and all of that. 2029. To damage the hard-earned reputation of that woman international, to damage her reputation, her political career. That's how the United Party is evil. That's how these people are evil. That's how they got Jewel connected to the whole thing. They pass it all around. They get evidence. Go and submit your evidence. Carry your evidence to the court. Let the court test the evidence, the authenticity of the evidence. That's what you need to do. Let's now we look forward to the grand jury indictment. We hope that the vice president will be okay soon. That she will go to the court. The burden of proof lies on the accuser. The government has a responsibility now to what? To substantiate the claim against Jewel to competent court of jurisdiction. So the grand jury now indictment now will look forward to the indictment from the hospital. The vice president will go to the court. But these are all bogus charges. Fiasco something. Political wish hunt. Just for the United Party. You know how evil these people are. And that's how Gregory Cuomo sat there when the assembly took place. At the Capitol building when Joseph Parker went there and said, the people, Joseph Parker, without even going through investigation, Joseph Parker went at the Capitol building and said, these are hooligans. Hooligans who did this thing. Who was Joseph Parker, referring to as hooligans? But the police had not even gone through investigation. Joseph Parker, so it was on the basis of that Gregory Cuomo said they have bunches of evidence against Fonatikofa. Until today, more than a year now, the evidence the government had against Fonatikofa, that one case, the government they are yet to provide evidence. They're just keeping those people in jail for nothing, wasting their time. This is the situation in our country, folks. If we don't stand up now, it's going to be so terrible. It's going to be too late. So thank you. So I turn over to Prince and Leona. I will come back later during the course session to pick up calls, then they can continue the show. So Leo, Prince,
yeah, Newton, thank you.
Yeah, Prince can take on from there.
Yeah, Newton, I said thank you again. Look, the political battle line has been crossed. Oh yes, we will say that, and whatever this United Party think they can prove, we know it times two. But we choose to be peaceful people. That's all. We choose to be peaceful people. Look, I remember when Gregory Cuomo came up and said, this particular government that I am in are the ones from the top hierarchy, are the ones that are behind this drug, especially that $17 million drug. Linking the very son of the president to that. But do you guys remember when this whole drug saga thing started? Gregory Cuomo left. He flew out of Liberia. They said he went to wherever, Dubai or wherever he went to travel. He traveled to for 2 weeks. Gregory Cuomo was out of Liberia while this rumbling was going on. Information that we later on got was Gregory Cuomo linking up with this very cartel, putting them on the guard that, look, this thing has been busted in Liberia. Somebody has to go down for it. You give us names. And then the names of Jojo and the others started surfacing. Gregory called the president and said, oh, the thing don't look good, oh. I want to begin here, as alert. Of course, the president, when I see his son go down for drugs, and so they started maneuvering a way to incriminate different people, innocent people. Okay? When the inner investigation started, linking the very Gregory Cuomo, hands in this particular drug bust. Gregory Cuomo. Do you guys remember the Maryland County Senator, Cobber Brown? When his son was busted, his son told his papa, said, that drug that was at the airport, it was a bigger man that called me to escort the drugs from the airport to the inner land. When we found out, it was a Gregory Cuomo that made that call to that boy to escort the drug. Now, because Gregory hands are caught in the drug cartels basket, Gregory Cuomo out front threatening the government that, look, if you come for me, I will not go down alone. Liberian people. Gregory Cuomo told him, say, if you come for me, I'm not going to go down alone. leaving the president, the vice president, to say, you know what? If other people have to be the sacred cow, we'll do that. If we got to use other people as a scapegoat, we will do that. And so then you started seeing Gregory Como press conference here and there. Oh, the drug was caught around McGill House, and all the inner nonsense going after Findabondo them just to distract and divert attention of the Liberian people to what is actually going on. But Liberian people are not stupid. Liberian people are not stupid. You go and catch a fine, innocent former vice president who has served her country well, both as a senator and as a former vice president. The woman only went on a radio to express herself, express what this government is doing right and what is doing wrong. That's the only crime she has committed, linking her to this raw bust. And these are guys this very sitting president know about. Newsflash. Do you guys remember during the campaign time when Henry Costa took to the social media and said, oh, whenever the president wanted to come in America or fly out of Liberia, Costa will reach out to his friends for aid to help the president. Costa will say, oh, I reached out to my friends there and they gave me 10,000 here and there and they gave me 15,000 and I brought the president and this, thereby resuscitating the president's dead political life. Okay? Why has Costa not spoken on this issue? Oh, Costa, who has a very fiery mouth, loud mouth, big mouth. Costa has not named one of these friends. Background investigation linking all of these guys now, whom Costa was saying, these are the guys whom he was going to for help. That's why, as soon as the president, His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah, before the results were even given out, because of peace sake, congratulated the current president. What happened? $10,000 was immediately given out by Joseph Boakai, for which Yeke Koluba asked, where did this money where the money came from? Thereby making Yeke now the enemy of the state. This president has always been caught in some kind of criminal act. The papa is a criminal. He went and got that $10,000 because a question was asked. Now everybody is an enemy of the state. But newsflash, President Boakai, your son that you are hiding, we got all the evidence. We know what's going on. We know the inner wranglings. People from within your office, Mr. President. So all of these things, you are going to go harass a peaceful woman, now thereby leaving her for her to fight for her life. Mr. President, we know what is going on. But one thing I can tell you, one person does not have monopoly over violence. I always say that I'm not inciting violence. I'm a peaceful man. But I'm only trying to tell you, you do not take advantage of a helpless person right now. What's going on? It is you guys setting the pace as to how we will respond. You guys are setting the battle line and drawing it right on the sand, and we will cross it. Mr. President, that lady is an innocent woman. If you got any evidence against her, it has been said that everyone is innocent until proven otherwise. This woman was not served. She wasn't served by the court. She wasn't subpoenaed by anything. Yet the police went to the airport and disgraced this woman. And you think we will sit there and don't call this government a bluff? Of course you guys are bluffing. We know exactly what's going on here. Gregory Como, who traveled immediately outside the country, came back, and all of a sudden other people. Biago said, let me recuse myself. The president said no, because the president knew what. So what we are saying, thank God His Excellency Dr. George Manneh, we have a very fine former president, is going to come to the country tomorrow so that we can start championing our people. We will not be deterred. We are not feared. We are not afraid. But one thing we can be assured, we can sound out. We are peaceful people. We want peace to be in Liberia. We've remembered our dark days. We don't want to go back to our dark days. So we are calling on this president, do the right thing. Free Her Excellency, because she's a very fine woman. Now, if you have any evidence against her, you can take her by the court. While I submit Prince, it's a dark day for our country, and we are yet to see the game end. We will play the game to the end. Go ahead, Prince.
Thank you, my brother Leo. You know, we are in for a long ride. It's going to be bumpy, but at the end of the day, Liberia will be liberated. The fight to liberate Liberia from this dictatorial regime, this kleptocratic, is not going to be an easy one. But I believe that with our collective effort, we will definitely liberate Liberia. There are a series of events that have been happening, and all is geared towards protecting Mr. Joseph Numa Boyka and his son, Tatan Boyka, who has always been engaged in the issue of drugs and have been supporting his family, both Katumu Boyka and Joseph Numa Boyka. They've been supported by the drug habits of, Tatan. This is somebody who told us from the very beginning, even after leaving the vice presidency for 12 years, that he was living on loan, that even turned his own house into a car parking lot. So we understand how Tatan Boyka played a very pivotal role in, supporting the family through his drug, habit, or through selling drug and what have you. But I think the veil is up. The faces of people who are connected to Joseph Numa Boyka is now in the open. And there is no way that you can protect this Tatan Boyka. We understand how he has been very, very helpful to you. But, well, the law is the law, and the law will prevail. What we saw is just a clear indication that Mr. Boyka do not believe in the rule of law. He does not respect anything that comes to following the law. This is a man who, when he began as president in his first few months, decided to disrespect the law, to go to LTA and remove people illegally or fire people illegally. When those people decided that we will go to the court, we believe in the rule of law, we'll go to the court to address our issues. What did Boyka do? He gave the court his middle finger and said, you people are suspended. That's what he did. We saw what happened with Aloysius Talu, the central bank governor, when he was accused of, taking money here, there, money laundering, all kind of nonsense they brought against this man, and illegally tried to fire him from the central bank. What did he do? He ran to the court and said, this is the situation. While he was in the court, Mr. Boyka, because he has no respect for the rule of law, ran there and said, look, forget what I think, you will not win that case. Come here, let's give you small money for you to find yourself some, area and go and settle down. What happened to Emma Glasgow at the fishery? You put all kind of booger charges on her, and at the end of the day, you remove her just to appoint someone else. When there was an investigation, she walked away free from the LACC. She walked away free. So Boyka just continued to expose himself that this man do not respect the thing they call rule of law. People who can say that and say, look, we use the law, we do this, yes, we got to use the law. But again, I can tell you for sure, Boyka do not respect the law. I don't care how you use the law, Boyka ain't got no respect for the rule of law. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Can you imagine, even in a banana republic, in where people do not respect the rule of law, when someone is arrested, they carry some kind of arrest warrant or some kind of paper. That paper will tell the person, oh man, you arrested, or the person is arrested because of X, Y, Z, and Z. If the government claims that they have been investigating this issue for months, then it is a clear indication that you should do what? You should be able to already have a warrant.
Yes.
Because the reason for which you are investigating is because you notice something very fishy. And that's what it's done. We live in the United States. And by the grace of God, we work in some kind of system that security people we can understand. Whenever there is an investigation of such nature, in fact, they immediately go to the court to have a document so that anytime the arrest can be made. That's what happened. So that document is already prepared, it's ready, and it's in the hands of law enforcers.
So when they reach to a place, they need to go worried and say, jump here, jump there. They will already tell the people in the court, look, we need this warrant for X, Y, Z reason. And the court is already, prepared. And they will just give it and the arrest is made. That's why you see, even here, when people go to arrest people, they will tell you, look, you are being arrested for X, Y, Z, and stuff like that. The paper already handy. So for the government of Liberia to tell us that you're going to arrest a former vice president. Let's even forget about the former vice president. But you're going to arrest someone without an arrest warrant, my people? Yeah. Without an arrest warrant? And the police director himself, he admitted that he ain't get no arrest warrant. Again, come on, admitted. They say we not get no, there are cases there where we can just go, we arrest people. We just go, we just do our own thing. Like they did to Matthew Moluba. When they went to his place, while he was in the room, this brother said, y'all leave me. I won't be in the room here. I won't go nowhere. They shot that guy 8 times and they unalive him. There are so many instances that we can need. Look, fellow Liberians, what is happening? Mr. Bweka is setting up he and his family. And all of you who are celebrating for a tough time. Because look, this is politics. We will not forgive you for these acts.
Oh no.
You are committing. You will not be forgiven. No, we can say for sure, you will not be forgiven. All of the ingredients that led to the Civil War are what we are seeing. What we are seeing. All of what that led us to 14 years of carnage are what we are seeing. But we are not surprised that today the United States of America embassy can say a single war because these people would like to use the Bweka to do what they are doing. As we speak to you, about 1,200 people from the greatest country on the planet Earth is deported to Liberia. America will get all the sophistication, they get everything that it takes. They're telling you, say the people then will not eat what them, we're saying it to Liberia. So as a diversionary tactic, right now, nobody focusing on that. You know the kind of people that are coming to Liberia? They get drugs law then. They get dangerous criminal. They get people then who are very, very sophisticated in their criminal act. That Liberia do not even have security for. These are some of the people that are coming. Liberians. You don't even know. Bweka, look, it's intentional because they know that once they test the vice president, all eyes will be on the vice president. Then they can use that Nicodemus means to be able to sneak in the 1,200 people that they brought. Why do you think the United States embassy continue to remain silent, Liberia? You don't know. And we had an ambassador in Liberia that used to be all over, used to be in villages, in towns, and checking who squander money, who bring agricultural money here, there, Ghana. Why is it that they are not talking? Look, let me tell you something. President Trump has made it very clear that his policy is, you gave me, I give you. That business demand on for the United States because this country is also broke. This country is owing about $40 trillion in debt. $40 trillion. Go and do the research. One, it is true that this is the greatest country on the planet Earth, but we are going through our tough time. Some of us that used to send $500 to our family then, and $600 at one strike. This time we're not even sending it. The people they used to call in America say, oh, uncle, I'm hungry, oh, send me something at $20. This time it's not coming. All of us are feeling the weight. So there will be no more free money that will be given. So there's this arrangement that has been made with Joseph. Since Joseph Numa Bweka is a nuisance, since this man is a public disgrace, he has no value for himself. This man is somebody who does not look at himself with any value. Anything you can move this man. So he came here to the United States and there are arrangements that are made. Now look, we get some bunch of criminals, a bunch of people who want to take to sense. So we're begging you, my man. We'll give you small thing. And you want MCC money, and you want other money, except the people. At the detriment of the Liberian people. Joseph Numa Bweka has accepted some hardcore criminals, cocaine people, real cocaine people. People who know how to use their phone and they can manipulate any system. And the people, they finish showing oil in Liberia, 1,200. While you're focusing on the people coming here. America sending them. If America can refuse a group of people that Liberia want to take care of them, that Liberia able, my people, the Liberia say we're fighting for cross. All day we people. America help us. If America refuse group of people that you Liberia, Liberia will not even get correct border. Where yesterday cocaine ship or on the sea, they say go to A. You say you start the boy, do clear. It can't cross from Nukutan water all the way to how you call it to the Bahama. You say the ship and not able to go. The speed boy you get for coast guy not able to go. That they play you're carrying these hardened criminals. The people who know how to manipulate system. The people who can sit down, they touch one or two buttons and they start to interact. You don't even have the sophistication for them to stop them. That the people then they send to Liberia. And people then the government say the fighting job. Look, Joseph Newman Boyka is a joker. The old man. It's a disgrace. It's a joker. We know what is obtaining. Joseph Newman Boyka don't want to turn over his son. Katumo Boyka, I told Joseph Newman Boyka, I said, Lord, they here to forget it. You can't tell what my son.
You can't tell my son what.
Graduate Como, knowing the secret that he knows about Joseph Newman Boyka, the man, they don't want to let him go because he will spill the beans. Where are those who were, dismissed? And those who Joseph Newman Boyka suspended, they were on the executive management website. Why are they not in question? Why are they not before the investigators? Look, this thing is a distraction. And Liberians, let's keep focused. We'll continue to ask the hard question.
Yeah.
My brother, take it from here while I attend.
You know, Prince, you struck a very good point here. I remember when the Liberian refugees that were in Ghana, when they were being repatriated back to Liberia, to the homeland. I remember this particular government came out and said, oh, there was short funds, there was no budget, there was no money for the people to come to their own country. I'm talking, these were Liberians coming back home. This government said, oh, there were no funds to welcome the people back home. I'm talking Liberians who are simply just went out of the country because they wanted to get out. The war, civil war. Now the Ghana government said, okay, you guys got a government. You guys got to go back. President Boyka at the time said, oh, yeah, we'll take them small because we don't have budget. We cannot fund these things. All right? Thereby putting our people, when they came into Liberia, in makeshift buildings. I'm talking containers. The records are there. The evidences are there. Liberians who were repatriated from Liberia, from Ghana to Liberia to their own home country, were put in containers to live all over the country. Okay? Again, like I said, these were Liberians. Fast forward. There's 1,200 so-called deportees that are going to Liberia, some of whom have already been on the ground, in Liberia. Guess what? They are not Liberians. These people are not Liberians. But newsflash, let me tell you what's happening. The list of names of these people, some of whom were Nigerians, some of whom were from other countries. When Liberia was not the only country that these people said that the American government said, okay, we are going to deport these people to Europe. Nigeria flat out refused their own citizens. Oh, yeah. Nigeria is saying, if you cannot take care of the problem, the people cause problem, and you want to send them to us. Nigeria refused to accept their own citizens. Thereby, these people were kept in jail. Sierra Leone refused their own citizens. Ivory Coast and other countries. I'm talking about not just West Africa. I'm talking about some European countries as well. When they came to Liberia, Boyka said, bring all of them. Boyka, the very people who voted you into office, some of whom you took out of jobs, these people cannot even feed their family. These people are yet to make ends meet. These people, some of whom their kids are not even in school. Most of them are now homeless. You created the homelessness for these people. Here you are, bending down to the knees of Uncle Sam here, thereby bringing more hardship. The prince said, oh, most of these people that are coming are people who were arrested for the most heinous crimes. Liberia, you cannot continue these people when all hell broke loose. When all hell broke loose, you don't have security for these people. Thereby leaving the innocent mass of our people to be at harm's way. Okay? This is what this president has brought to our country. Every time there's a dumping site for some European or American country, European countries want to dump, President Boyka said, yeah. Do you remember that guy? That President Boyka said one of the most wanted criminals Branca said, yeah, Liberia is open for him. Sooner or later, we started seeing Fulani hands men in our country, left and right. We were flagging it, we were calling it. For which now we are seeing drug busts all over the country. All of a sudden, some sudden ship appeared on the shores of our country. What happened to the border issue? The president lie to the Liberian people. Cannot tell the Liberian people what's going on. We see what's happening. And you want to incriminate a very fine woman or woman who has served a country peacefully? Is that what you guys are telling the Liberian people? That, oh, of all that's going on here, we got somebody? When your own police IG told you face to face, Mr. President, that our picking hands is in this thing, or what should we do? Not even stopping that. He even named few members within the hierarchy of the government. I will not call those names. And you guys try to play that tactic, thinking that Liberian people are stupid people. We are not stupid people. We are watching. And like I said, it's all bluff. It's all charade, Mr. President. You guys can bluff your way. Like I said, you always lie to gain the vote of the people. But to govern, that's where the toughness is. You went and make almost 5,000 Liberians homeless now. Breaking down their homes. People who cannot even find the first meal of the day. If you cannot feed the person, what made them homeless? President Boakai, you said you had to live on borrowed money from the bank just to eat, for which His Excellency Dr. George Mane, we are who? Now, those findings are coming out. That every month, this man was given $2,000 to be brought to you. But look how he treated the former president. This person has been proving that he is a very ungrateful papi. Very ungrateful old man. When the former president took him to you, flew him out of Liberia for some kind of medical treatment to give life. When he came back, he gave the former president a middle finger, thereby disrespecting the office of the presidency. You went after a very fine man in Fonatikofa to the West that case. You are going after a fine finance minister in Sambetwe. All intents and purposes from this particular government is leading that they will go after, they will witch hunt, they will go after all the political opponents. And somebody is saying we should sit here and not call it out. But one thing I can tell you, Mr. President, you have now bitten more than you can chew. You have not bitten more than you can chew. Oh, Excellency, the woman has no ill will. What would she be doing with drugs in Liberia? First of all, what would she be doing with drugs in Liberia? You are the same people who were caught all on videos and tape, taking pictures left and right with all of these cartels. So, like we're saying, if you have the evidence, bring it. If you have the evidence, bring it. But we will not sit here, you take an advantage of a woman because why? You think you have this is your time. It's not going to happen. Please be mute. It's not going to happen. Okay? We are calling you guys for who you are. But one thing I can always say, this is you're entering your 4th year. Thinking that time will stay stagnant. No. The clock is ticking. The clock is ticking. This is you're going to your 4th year. You understand? It was just yesterday you guys got to the presidency and thought that, oh, it will be a decade. Now, you guys are left with almost 2.5 years. Thereby, knowing that there's always a time for the thief. Now, the 9 days for a row, there's 1 day for the master. And the master time is coming. We are calling it bluff. 1,200 people are being deported to Liberia, yet Prince, and all of these people are not Liberians. Non-Liberians. Where are you going to accommodate these people when you have made your own people on the ground homeless? Breaking down people's homes. Thereby telling the military, say, oh, God is not building new land. God is not building new land. Making the people homeless in their own country. Thereby making them as refugees, Prince. You know how much it burdens the common man. If your family have 5 people, somebody whose home was demolished, say, oh, you go to your uncle in peace there. Now that extra 10 people, thereby bringing more hardship. The president came in and said there will be no child will be selling in the street. Again, the children that are selling in the street are multiple, quadruple, my brother. The Pepe boys, those guys who were paying the insurance and whatnot, you guys came up with the helmet thing, telling them to pay for helmet. Guess what? Those brothers were stolen from. Oh, you saw Trocon. And somebody will say, oh, we shouldn't flag it out. But these things are noticeable. We are seeing it. The international community is seeing it. Thank God for His Excellency Dr. George Mane Weah, who has friends in all over the country, all over the world. These people are seeing what's going on. And when the time comes, these people are going to speak. So you can go after Madam Joa, and you can go after her. But we know who she is. We know her hands are not in drugs. She's a very fine woman, a woman who has served her country with her shoulder of head raised high. So we're not going to sit here and say, oh, this and this. Nah, it's not happening. This United Party, this particular government, this particular United Party, this Pape, who was in the chairperson of the Lofa Defense Force, wants to see Liberia retrogress, for which Prince and myself here, we never had our childhood. We had to flee Liberia to go into another man's country just to grow up because we're running away for our lives. Today, President Bouaka wants to go back to the same places. And we want to allow that. For 6 years, His Excellency Dr. George Mane, we have restored the peace of the country. Maintain the peace of the country when everyone will say, oh no, this will not happen. Oh no, he watch, but guess what? ECOWAS called him and commended him for upholding the peace of the country. Today, that peace, Guinea is threatening us now. Guinea has infiltrated our country, has expanded tentacles within our borders, going by in the inner land. President Bouaka lied to the people. President Bouaka, who was one of the facilitators of our civil war, has danced with the devil, and now Guinea is saying, I'm coming for you. I'm coming to grab what I in fact, they're not saying we're coming, they're already in our land. Oh, Prince, these people went into our country, took down our flag, put it on the ground, and thereby look, that's the highest disrespect you can give to our country. What did the president do? He lied to the people, talking about, oh, the president Doumbouya is my cousin. What made Doumbouya your cousin? If people let them find all kind of means to find family and lie. When the FOIA mansion came out, he said, oh, it was an MRU project. When information was spread out, when we started doing investigation outside, guess what? These presidents never knew. Malabio even laugh at it. So if I want to go and have a vacation in Labro, in a remote village, I'm going to go. Mr. President, why you are being so hateful? Why you are lying to the Liberian people to the very face? Oh, of course, you pay your retirement home. $10+ million. But Gafan has what coming for him. Gafan will have to pay for what he is doing. Gafan will have to account for what he is doing, thereby lying to the Liberian people, and we will not sit supinely and watch these things going on. Okay? So you can do all the witch hunt. You can go after the people you want to go after. But this too, Liberians will know that we have people on the ground that will not sit and watch the right be trampled upon. So please, I just want to submit this. I hope Newton can come back. Let's take some phone calls and, proceed.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said from the beginning, all of these things are all distraction. The government of Liberia, Joseph Newman Boyka, do not have any evidence to, incarcerate the former vice president. And we understand what is going on. These are all, diversionary tactics to divert the public attention from the real issues. But we will not be moved. Our mind and our eyes are focused on what is obtaining currently in Liberia, where Mr. Boyka is protecting his officials, including the former, not even former, including Madam, Sarah Bestro Nyanti, because she was linked to this, including the very police director who people who he brought on board are now conflicted. And some of these people have even alluded to investigators that indeed he received some of the money. We understand all of these tactics. But one thing we can say is that Gregor Como and Mr. Boyka, this drug case is going nowhere. Continue to show to the world that you have no respect for the rule of law. Continue to show to the world that you do not respect anything that has to do with law. And that is Joseph Nyuma Boyka. If you think Mr. Boyka will use the law, then you are making a mistake, because he has never won anything substantive by using the law. The only way that Boyka has got his way around is by being very brutal. It's by being very dictatorial. It's by being very, outlaw. That's how he has got his way out. Take, for example, the Fonante Kofa issue. How did he get a way out? Was it through a legal process? No. They went to the court. And at the end of the day, he could not win the court. He said, "Look, you know what? We use money. We kick this man out." Look at what is happening to Ayiko or his own nephew, Yeke Koluba. At the end of the day, they have used every means that is illegal to kick him out. That today, District 10 is without a lawmaker as we speak. Boyka don't care about the people. You think if Boyka care, he will allow that place to be almost like, vacant without a lawmaker, even though Yeke is now removed and they are still waiting? Why is it that they cannot allow the National Election Commission to announce that they are vacancy? Why you think so? Because this boom hit in their throat. They took the wrong approach. So Boyka will continue to do these things. All we want to say to you, fellow Liberians, let's keep our eyes on the ball. Let's keep our eyes on the goal. And that goal is to ensure that Boyka, along with his court, like the Gregor Como and all these rest of the guys, that they are brought to book. We know that they are guilty in the court of public opinion because we are seeing the facts. But let's not give up. Let's not be moved. This kind of disrespect that is shown to the former vice president, look at what is happening, to the extent of even denying her of her lawyers. Something that is enshrined in the law, that one is entitled to their lawyers. But again, it's not a strange thing. We remember when Madam Councilor Gloria Mususka was in prison. Daniel Sano went there to conduct interview with her while she was at Central Prison. Daniel Sano went there to conduct interview. We all know of that.
But Prince, just 1 second here. The former vice president, when she got sick in the hands of these police officers, right? They first of all refused her to even give her medical attention.
Sure.
Up until they got to know that it was serious. Before they forcefully took her to that. I mean, they hesitated. What's the intensity? What has this lady done? The woman is going through episodes. They refused. They never even wanted to take her. And somebody will tell me, say, "Oh no. There's an ill will to want to get rid of this vice president. A woman who is sick. Of course, why is she hiding? You know she hasn't been healthy of late. She's been sick. When the woman say, "Oh, I'm feeling this way," you think say, "Oh, the woman is playing games." They're wanting for this woman to whatever in your hands. You understand, Prince? So these guys, like the Bible says, the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And that's what the president said you would dance with. Sadly.
Sure. But again, before you take over, let me just inform Liberians. And I want you to think about this. Joseph Nyuma Boyka successfully used Jeremiah Combs to unalive Prince Johnson. Today, Prince Johnson is no more. The man who was considered as the hero, as the godfather, he was able to do that. Today, this same Joseph Nyuma Boyka is using people like Prince Moi to get rid of another hero, another prominent person from the Kpele nation. I'm not saying Kpele tribe, yes. I'm saying from the Kpele nation. And they are using Prince Moi and others to unalive Madam Joy Howard Taylor. We want to say this to you. To the Kpele nation, Sit down there. They think that he praying from way. Hey, you see, Prince Johnson, ain't he gone? Sit down there. Observe. Brother Newton, it's over to you.
All right. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, Leo. You guys said it all. But this is our country, like we always say, and it's not easy, and that's why, like for some of us, we have already braced ourselves for this tax. We know it's a very huge tax to be undertaken, but that's why we see it. We are ready for the consequences associated with such tax. It is about our country, so no matter what come our way, we are willing to go through it. Whether rain or sun, whether food or not food, whatever that come our way. We have, yes, we have signed up for this. So we are willing for anything that come our way. So let's go to the line and pick your calls. 0772 23 99 33 0777 98 03 75 0886 30 44 97. 1 minute. Hello.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm James here calling from Grand Bassa.
Yeah, James, 1 minute. Go ahead. Go to the point.
Like belong with learn sense. Because when they say, oh, yeah, devil, then you say, no, the devil, I want to see the devil face, that the devil face is see now. You see the devil face now. Because they will get to know that the people pretend, they come in the country, they pretend like a Christian, they are not Christian. They work for the devil. So they're proving it to you and myself now. It's most of the pastor, the imam, most of them, they work for the devil. They're not working for God. To see someone who play evil against somebody and they stay back in the person. Thank you for this.
Thank you, my brother. Hello.
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 Yeah.
What's your name? You're breaking. You coming distorted. What's your name? Yeah, go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you very much. This issue that concerning some of my presidents, I think the direction I was speaking is worth looking at. Because one thing I know that was recently this and by AKA U.S. Brown, he was in Magazine in Central Station and he bought a and what was found for him. So he was according to the information. Then what happened to this? Some of our presidents, we cannot hire anybody in the year. That if she's sick, to carry her and treat her the neck and make sure that she almost dying into the church will rush her to hospital. I think these things are just wicked, very seriously. And let me tell you, no matter what they do, this country is not for them, and they will never take it onto themselves. Then no amount of evil they will perpetrate against anybody here that will give them the right over this country. And while they are thinking, well, even 2029, they will see themselves being dragged out of the power of this country. And let's see what will happen. Someone will challenge everybody, something they press you down. Okay, so you said somebody one of police the silent Prince Johnson, they are going to silent John too. These people, when you look at their house, you made them more bad president for 10 years. But you start down in that position. Make it.
Thank you. Let's hold you there. You have exhausted your 1 minute. Let's move to the next caller. Good evening.
Hello?
Good evening. Edmond Kai. It's good to have you on, Edmond. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello, I'm getting you. Are you getting me?
Okay, I'm Emmanuel Dilabo calling from Mandubo.
All right, Emmanuel, go ahead. 1 minute. Email, go ahead.
Of the Concerned Librarian for Justice, you getting me?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm getting you. 1 minute. You only have 1 minute. You have to be swift.
Joseph Boakai has just reminded me of the street of Nebuchadnezzar. He wants to serve as the political Nebuchadnezzar of Liberia. And we can tell him that Madam Joy Howard Taylor and that other people who are not part of the drugs will be the three Hebrew brothers
that will be redeemed from the hand of the political Nebuchadnezzar. We will not listen to him. The world will see that Joseph Boga is an evil man. Jeremiah is an evil man. They are not going to implicate people that are not part of the identical girls. Let Joseph Boga go and call his son Jojo Boakai and that of Gokwe Komo. Let Gokwe Komo recuse himself from this investigation and let him be prosecuted. Just Gokwe Komo is in the know of this drugs. Jojo Boakai is in the know. Let us stop charging people that are not part of.
All right, thank you, my brother. Hello.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Nito.
Good evening, Spencer. 1 minute, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening to your panelists. Nito, I'm Spencer Mohammed, and I call from down Coast Moon Hill. Western community, a member of concern like for justice. Nito, I'm yet to understand something. I can remember our foreign affairs minister celebrated and said the visa extension was an act of international recognition in the rebranding of Liberia's international image under this rescue government. How can today we are receiving 1,000 repatriants to our country? Is the government aware of those 1,000 plus repatriants, or migrant characters? What yardstick are they using? Oh, they did that to us. Was it a market that they were doing and they were lying to us that it was rebranding the international image? Look, Unity Party government, sometimes look at them, their attitude is self-contradicting and they continue to disgrace themselves by the day. This government is just no different from the 419 group of guys, as President William said, they just give the hustle on the Liberian people. And then the issue of Madam Taylor. Look, I'm yet to understand this thing. They are prosecuting Madam Taylor for a meeting that was convened 2022 and the drugs that busted in 2026. What's the connect? What's the connect? We thought one Spanish national and the Colombian national being charged by the government. We did not hear about corruption. What's the connect between the corruption and the people? Look, in my mind, President Bwaka is contradicting himself, and this is not what we promised. But we told him the lives of Joel Howard Taylor is squarely placed on his head, and therefore.
All right, Spencer, thank you. Thank you, Spencer. Let's hold you there. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yes, I'm getting you. And I think. So we now have the Anthony. The Anthony Allah, Anthony William is on the line from Anthony William is on the line from the federal. Tijala, welcome.
welcome, Tijala. Good to
see you. So now we'll pause the course we'll pause the course for now until we can hear from the attorney at law, the legal luminary who is with the former president and incoming president 2029. He is currently in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Anthony Abraham Gasson, it's good to have you on, boss.
Yeah, how you guys doing? And of course, I'm seeing you guys. It's so great, and yeah, that's so fantastic. We are very grateful. At least, yeah, I'm happy to see you guys, Leo, and of course, Prince Sherry. How you guys doing?
We're good, my man. Good to see you.
We are good. We are good, Chief.
They said, what did Joseph Boga say? Joseph Boga said, yeah, especially confident in Gregory Coman.
Yeah. The president there, he has explicit confidence. He like the work Gregory guys are doing well. Yeah.
Wow. So I was listening to you guys, and I think it's quite fantastic. And I just thought to come on because we just reaching back at the hotel, and I just thought to come on because it burns so much. Now I can understand how you guys in the diaspora feel when you see a negative thing about your country. Your body can be burning. Yeah? Could you imagine? I just left from Liberia. I'm in Nigeria, and I'm feeling so bad about hearing what I'm hearing. Could you imagine? I don't go anywhere, yo. I haven't been out of the country for years or nothing, but I'm feeling so bad. So now I can understand you, the diaspora guys, how you can feel when you really sit back and after your work, your daily work and thing there, and you follow all the developments in other people's country, and only to see that your country, the kind of development that you hear from there, it burns so much until now I can see why most of the anger comes from the diaspora. I'm right here in Nigeria and people sharing with me the video clip from Joseph Boakai, what Joseph Boakai said. It's too terrible of a country. I don't know. Here is a president who is telling you that he's still looking for the truth, but he's already vindicating people. The man, in his own statement, he is telling you that we'll get to the truth of this thing, but he is still vindicating people. Could you imagine that? Now, I told you people from the onset, I think I shared on the platform the last time, I said the reason Sam Gay came in this whole thing he have been talking here and there is to protect the first family. Gregory Coleman is an agent that been operating for the first family in the wake of this cartel thing. So protecting Gregory Coleman is protecting the first family. If you let Gregory Coleman go and Gregory Coleman is caught, the first family will be caught pens down. The first family will be caught pens down. So protecting Gregory Coleman is the best way to protect the first family. That's why you see Sam Gay is protecting Gregory Coleman. Joseph Boakai is happy that Gregory Coleman is still there no matter what you do. All those lies they are on Dwight Howard Taylor was to divert our attention from the real issues. They wanted to, but it hit them big time. That Dwight Howard Taylor is hitting them very big time. I tell you no lie. It's disgracing them, it's humiliating them. And I tell you, whether you go up, you come down. That Gregory Coleman thing, it has hurt them so much. Let me say, Dwight Howard Taylor thing has hurt them so much. It has hurt them so much. It has hurt the government, and even they thought they were doing good. Even some key elements within the Unity Party, they themselves are having issues with their own government. They are having serious issues with their own government, the way the government have been proceeding. And it exposes the government the more. You remember Joseph Boakai? The last time Joseph Boakai visited a person who denigrated and of course insulted a public official is at the Information Ministry. When Daniel Sano insulted Amara Kone, Joseph Boakai went to the Information Ministry and took picture with Daniel Sano as an affirmation. Again, they are talking about Gregory Coleman. He comes up and calls Gregory Coleman name and said, "You and your team." I want to understand where we are getting. This tells you, Leo, and that of our Prince Sherry, and that this whole drug cartel thing is Joseph Boakai and his family that have been running the whole drug cartel. There is nothing we'll get from inside. And it's good that they brought the Joel thing. In fact, because we thought it was dying already. For me, I was ready to let it go now because I knew nothing was coming from inside. I just knew nothing was coming from inside. I was not ready to discuss it again. But when they arrested Joel now, that was God's own way of saying that this thing will not die like that. It will live on. I will use the Joel scenario to bring this whole drug issue back to life. So the Joel arrest and everything that happened, it was just used to bring the whole drug issue back alive. And that's what we are sensing. That's what we are seeing so far. Whether you go up, you come down, you will know that Joseph Boakai and his family involved in this whole. How is it possible that you will be tracing Joel to just a recent phone calling related more to the meeting that was the only time, but you are not able to call your son Jojo Boakai, who had a most recent meeting with the people under your administration, and the people stated it, you're not able to call your son. But you are talking about meeting Joel How with somebody before, and you're not able to call your son. You have arrested, you have dismissed people that you have not subjected to investigation yet. Let's all the LDA people that they suspended yet, they haven't called any one of them for investigation. So why dismiss them when they are not subjected? As Patrick Coleman, what anybody else ever called him for investigation? As Fejora Biago, what anybody else ever called him for investigation? Nothing. So it's like, let's take this action and then tell them say we are taking action. And that's what Joseph Boakai is doing. The old man is very terrible. This old man is very terrible. He's destroying the country as we speak. He's destroying the country, but it is God's doing. And I always told people, it is God's doing. And whether you like it or you want to say whatever you want to say, it is God's own way of exposing Joseph Boakai and his entire family. Leo, you're being in the security sector, you understand these people, how they even operate. When you saw these people mentioning that, the American people, they are involved, they were only trying to tell you to give credibility to their lies on Dwight Howard Taylor, that what they were mentioning that the American people involved. At this stage of what they are doing, the witch hunt and of course lies, the Americans are not involved. They are not involved. The moment the people came for the first time, when we reported that the people came and they were at the LMP headquarters and they were locked behind closed door with the joint security and the honors to who all were inside, they withdrew themselves, went back to the embassy, and they started their independent investigation, void of getting involved with the state investigation. So whatever investigation the LDA people from America or whatever it is they are doing it for their own understanding, and they are giving report, but they're not involved with the whole thing. They think that they deal with Joel, they put not involved with it. Nobody should lie to you. But they are in country, and they are doing their own independent investigation, void of the joint security. They are not involved with no joint security. Let's be clear about that. You know the United Party people, they're boasting already. If the people that were involved with joint security here and there, when the Auust case happened, when Gregory Command went for the fireman and brought the fireman, you also picture all over, you also video all over for credibility purpose. They were trying to get credibility. One more about LD people, let me say, the drug people from America coming to this country. You think they were out here to tell photos and things here and there's also lies. The people are not involved with this stage. They are doing their own thing, they're doing their own stuff. The people are gathering their own evidence and everything to report it and give it out. That's what happening. So nobody should lie to anybody here. Joseph Boakai and his entire team, they have destroyed this country, and you can see clearly that they are involved into this drug that we are discussing. They are involved. They are 100% involved in it. Nobody should lie to anybody. But Joseph Boakai to come in defense of Gregory Coleman, it tells you that he knows that Gregory Coleman is going on the bus. He can see it clearly. So he, the president, need to come cover up for Gregory Coleman. It's no different from what Ellen did for Robert Salif. It's no different from what Ellen did for how do you call it, man? Toba Nyenswa during the Ebola crisis. When you see presidents coming up and you see reporters are giving reports about these people coming up and they are caught up into corruption issues here and there, and the president comes up saying he takes responsibility, or the president coming out to praise somebody, is a cover up for the president. That's what Joseph Boakai just did. To tell you that nobody should think that I'm going to take any action against Gregory Coleman now. Nobody should think that I don't trust Gregory Coleman. I told you that I have explicit confidence in Gregory Coleman. That's all you are sensing now. So we now know that Joseph Boakai is calling up for Gregory Coleman. That Joseph Boakai is there to make sure that indeed he protects his family. That's why Sam Gay is protecting Gregory Coleman. That's why Sam Gay came into it to protect his family. And that's why all of these things are going on. We shouldn't be surprised. We now know clearly that this whole narcotic thing. And let me tell you, a friend of mine called me. Do you know that this guy, how do you call the guy who indicted or who entrapped Joao Taylor, how do you call him? Bashiru, the Kante man.
Yeah, Bashiru Kanti, Sheikh Bashiru Kanti.
Okay, so Kante had been in Ghana. It is also alleged that Gregory Coleman owned an operation. Somebody close to Gregory Coleman confided in somebody that Gregory Coleman is supposed to get 50,000 if all the drugs were to leave from Liberia. 50 million, sorry. 50 million if all the drugs were to leave from Liberia. They said they gave him the initial amount of over 200 and some more thousand. Let me say 2 million. Over 2 million or something like that. So when you saw that the first drug was arrested and then Gregory left the country straight and flew, he went straight to Bashiru in Ghana. That Bashiru Kante he went to in Ghana. To tell you that the drug thing he has already brought. When you saw Gregory Coleman also defending the Emmanuel Zion, whose name was placed. Because Gregory knew that Emmanuel Zion was operating for their cartel. Look, there are a lot of things coming up. And that whole vehicle thing that we've been talking about, I told you people the last time, I said it on the radio, I said, just check all Gregory Coleman cars. Gregory Coleman cars are owned in his own name. It is not in a government name. All those cars are Gregory Coleman, right? I said it's his personal vehicle. I said that thing before on the show. Because people from his own security sector, from his own police, they say all the cars you see Gregory ride, those expensive cars, they are not cars that are assigned in the police. No, they are not. So that in a minute talking that the police went and got a car from Minnesota, that's no lies. Those cars were registered in Gregory's name. Gregory, who idea about owning expensive and luxurious vehicles come from the mere fact that when Ellen Johnson said he was turning over and at that time Gregory Coleman was police RG, Gregory Coleman bought expensive vehicles. And when CDC took over, all the vehicles, they took it away from him. So he had now known that when you are in the police, you can own your own expensive vehicle and not depend on government car. That's why you see Gregory Coleman got all the expensive cars to apparently their cartel group that they have operated. So all the things you see people reporting about the vehicles and in the wake of all of that, look at what Joseph Boakai did again to tell you that Joseph Boakai had always covered up for these people. Biago is called for vehicle that he got from private barman Leroy. Joseph Boakai came up and he came up with a report suspending Biago not for car business that he got as ethical issue. They suspended Biago for something at the Liberia National Police, ethical issue at the Liberia National Police, when Biago was not assigned at the Liberia National Police before being subjected to the investigation that led to the action of the president. They don't want any of the cartel people, anything related to the cartel, for anybody to be linked to it. That's why Biago went. They just suspended and say you are suspended for the Liberia National Police and so forth. So Biago is still LDEA boss. Follow that press release. He is still LDEA ORC because they never took any action against him due to any act that he did as boss of the LDEA. They took action against him for ethical issues that they said he may have committed at his days with the Liberia National Police. So how do we understand that? Gregory Unoka business come out against Joseph Boakai comes in defense of Gregory Coleman. So where are we? Are we crazy people? You can see it that we're not crazy. So Prince and Dado Leo, I just thought to pass by, join you guys tonight so that we will just share that Joseph Boakai and his team, they have just conceded and we know exactly that this is it. And let me tell you something again, guys. I was just trying to catalog something and will come on a podcast on tomorrow morning. Do you know that Joseph Boakai is never noted for making any sound decision in his entire life? Never. Never, ever. Let me give you the first scenario in his political journey. When Joseph Boakai took over from Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Joseph Boakai's first attack was on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf using the legs of women paid. Because he believed that the legs of women paid, they had issues with Ellen, which of course women paid, their concerns were genuine concerns. That they said Ellen brought in expatriate officials, people who were not really grounded in the Unity Party, were people she prioritized. So the young guys were angry. So he believed that he would use the young guys to denigrate Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. On Ellen's birthday, on the 30th of October in 2016, women paid and took the media and denigrated Ellen Johnson Sirleaf with Joseph Boakai sitting on the platform. Then let's go on to the CPP. Joseph Boakai again. Decision making. Let's let people know that this country is plunged to chaos already. There is nothing that Joseph Boakai has done. When Joseph Boakai even took over the Unity Party, he said to attack all those who were close to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. The legs of Eric Snowden, Julia Duncan Cassell, Martina Wissett, all those who were close to Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and were part of the Unity Party, he chased all of them out of the Unity Party. So the Boakai thing about chasing CDC people out here and there, not the first time, he had always done that. He had always denigrated people. That's Joseph Boakai. The next thing Joseph Boakai did was the CPP. Under his leadership as chair of the CPP, Joseph Boakai ignited division within the CPP, joined a faction in Benena Ure against Alexander Cummings, joined Yomini Kanga Lawrence against Musa Belete, and scattered the whole CPP under his own watch. While Alexander Cummings is being fought by Benena Ure, he also supported Yomini Kanga Lawrence for Musa Belete for Liberty Party. This is Joseph Boakai that was leading the CPP at that time. That Joseph Boakai leading the CPP. That he a decision that he can make there, that the sound decision that Joseph Boakai can make there. To tell you that Joseph Boakai is an embodiment of chaos, anarchy. He has no sound decision that he ever makes in his entire life. Joseph Boakai left from there again. Let's come to our country. The CPP was destroyed. He took over Liberia. The first people he started attacking is George Weah, telling him XYZ. What decision, what sound decision do you make in the kind of thing about taking people from 10 positions, telling the former president that he can use VIP lodge, all of those things? You ask all those questions, has Joseph Boakai ever made any sound decision in his entire life that have not led to chaos or whatever it is? All the decisions that Joseph Boakai made have always led to division, chaos, anarchy. And they joy our Taylor thing that will lead to the downfall of Joseph Yumabwaka. It will lead to the downfall of Joseph Yumabwaka. And he's self-destructive. How will a president get in power? The first thing you think about is to go build house in for your local country. Is it a sound decision? You really accept Joseph Boakai and know whether he's a sound decision maker? Does he really think? Does he really think everything I just catalog about Joseph Boakai? Where is the leadership that in everything I just catalog about Joseph Boakai? And all these things are facts. All these things are facts. So, guys, yeah, your say too as well. It's very important. I just thought to pass by, join you guys. I was listening to your.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, Teacher Light. But before you take a leave, I want to ask a question, please. I have a question.
Yeah.
In the wake of all of these, spectacle that is being played by the government, trying to divert people's attention, we just saw a huge number of people that were deported from the United States. I mean, some are hardened criminals and etc. To Liberia. Do you have any information concerning that? Why is it that it must come, whether it was discussed, whether the public is adequately aware? I mean, under the cover of all of this noise, these people are nicodemously slipped in. What do you think of this?
So, Sherry, it's good that you asked this question. The last time we ever heard about deportee coming to Liberia was that guy whom Trump had an issue with. How they call the guy? The slope. I know.
Abrego Garcia.
Abrego Garcia. Yeah. It was one person that Liberia agreed to host here at that time because his country was not willing to get him, and Trump was finding it difficult to deport him. That was the only deal that we know of. But to hear about 1,200, could you imagine an army that they say, say platoon? I know some of you are being in the military. How many person constitute a platoon or army or what they call it? Let's hear from you. How many person constitute a platoon or army or whatever it is? So now they say a person or squad or whatever it is. You are talking about 1,200 hardcore criminals brought to this country. And then the entire world is laughing at us. The guys are saying that we are not importing investors. We are not importing scientists. We are not importing people who will come to revive our economy. But we are importing criminals. They are deporting. They are dumping criminals on us, and Liberia accepts it. Simply because Joseph Boakai and his team want to go away from sanction. They don't want to be sanctioned. They don't want. So their lobbyists are the one that operated with Donald Trump and said, look, this government is a terrible government. This government is a criminal government. This government will have something on them already. So we will try our best. The best place you can dump them, anything you put on them, they will take it. That's why they dump those people on us. There's nothing else you will hear about that. It's because they don't want to go through United States harsh sanctions and things. That's why these people have been dumped on us. As to what they will do to our economy, what they will do to our people. You just wouldn't need one of those high sophisticated men for them to come and prepare bomb and things in this country. They will start training our guys how to prepare bomb, how to do all sorts of things. Those are the kind of things they are coming to do. Because all those people, they're coming to teach us how to deal with drugs. We're already dealing with a cartel group in this country. And then you dump 1,200 people on us. You know what it takes? It's going to destroy Liberia. Already we have a porous security system here. These people are going to infiltrate our security system. They are going to infiltrate our society. And guess what? The international, they say these people none of them are from Liberia. They're not from Liberia. So see what they will do to our country. They don't care. You think the people don't want to live? They will live. They will want to live. How do they live? Their criminal activities are what they will get involved with to live. So who then will suffer that? Is there not us Liberians? Then the government doing all of that? My man, Chris, who you asked that question? Yeah.
So, in other words, in the wake of all of this that is happening, in other words, a deal was being struck while we were looking at an individual. A deal was already being struck that look, with all of the human rights violation, the disrespect for the rule of law, in order for us to at least slack these people, let's just push in these 1,200 men on Liberia.
Yeah, they will take it.
Wow.
Because the government is terrible. The government is terrible. The government is sitting for. So they call the foreign minister. They say, oh, no, foreign minister. This is what the American people will do, or anybody will do. Like, for instance, Prince Sharif. Yeah, he said, you want to take Abraham Wion horse from him. So you look at Abraham Wion, you say Abraham Wion already owing certain people certain money. And I'm supposed to pay for Abraham Wion, and they're about to come and take the horse from him. So I will sit down with Abraham Wion and ask him, Abraham Wion, they your horse here, I want for you to sell it to me cheap. Or else I will pay those people that who you already owe those people. You already know you're indebted to those people. You already know that you are not in good standing with those people. So as a result of that, you got to get in this deal with me so that I will get this thing from you. When I get it from you, you are safe. You know the government is very terrible. So that's the deal. They call them. They tell them these are human rights violations. These are sanctions that are supposed to be against you. These are XYZ that are supposed to happen to you already. And these are things that they're supposed to be releasing maybe by December or something like that. Sanctions are supposed to be against your government. But the American want you to strike a deal. Trump wants you to take these people. Take them away. Then we relax on some of these things. That's why you see the embassy of the United States of America is relaxed on most of the things that are happening. That's why you see the government of the United States of America, for the first time, they have not sent a proper ambassador to Liberia. Do you know the position of the Chargé Affairs? The Chargé Affairs is just like somebody who Beslow appointed to go work. It is not the president that appoints Chargé Affairs.
Somebody who just sitting in the consulate office and doing nothing. That's all.
Very good. So the Chargé Affairs is appointed by the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. That the president can appoint the Chargé Affairs. The ambassador is appointed by the president. Since Joseph Boakai took over and now other ambassador decided to leave the country, we have not had any American ambassador. That's something should be concerning to Liberia. We have not had any American ambassador. To tell you that. That's why you see people say, oh, why the ambassador not releasing that statement here and there? Because the Chargé Affairs is limited. The Chargé Affairs is very, very limited. He cannot take a definite position because he is not confirmed by the American Senate. He's not confirmed to take a definite position on behalf of the United States government. The person who takes a definite position on behalf of the United States government, who's accountable to the United States government, is the ambassador. He's been appointed, he's been nominated and appointed by the United States government, through the Senate. The Chargé Affair is not a confirmed official for him to speak on issues of so forth. No. So he's limited. All the meetings that you can see them having here and there, they say, oh yeah, Gregory, and that is saying they go and meet. Those are the lobbyists who are operating, and I mean operating on a low class. So all those people you see them dumb on us, they are dumb on us in replacement of Joseph Boakai and his group, entire terrible governance that they are on, and they're trying to save themselves from sanctions and so forth here and there. Remember, the American people have told you that the sanctions that indeed they level on countries is needed for political reasons. It's not for legal reasons or so forth, it's merely political. So once you can serve American interest, you are safe from sanction.
So, Teacher Light, I remember the refugees that were coming from Ghana. They were adequately categorized. Those who were there for drugs, we saw it from the LRRC. Those who they said were even, some of them, they were even mad, crazy. Those who, etc., etc. They gave us a breakdown. But as compared to these people that are coming, Liberians have not received any breakdown, whether it be from the immigration, from LRRC, or from what have you. You think it's something that Liberians should be concerned about, judging from those Liberians that were coming? They were able to put them on a category. And now we're having other people coming. We don't even know where they're coming from. Who are they, on which category? Is it something that Liberians, can let's say, request that their government tell them who are those that are coming?
You are right. Now, the government of the Republic of Liberia, being very irresponsible, did not tell the Liberian people the kind of people that have been deported to our soil, where they are going to be launched. Because these people, some of them, they have already served their term. You're not coming to put them in jail here again. You just coming to let them free in the Liberian society for them to move on. They have already served their terms. You're not having special prison facility to keep them here. No. They only brought them here to dump them here on us. They only brought them here to dump them on us. So they did not tell us because they know that these people are hard. But you, Sherry, if the people own country refusing them, that's the question you must ask. Their own country refusing them. These people, their own countries, refusing to tell you the level at which they are detrimental to society.
Teacher Wright, you're right. Just to provide that information, these people were taken to their own country. They called the country government and said, "Look, we have your citizens here. We are deporting." The people refuse.
They refuse there.
They refuse. Liberia accepted to host these people because it was a give me, I gave you. So Liberia was just used as a dumping ground. These people are not Liberians, my brother. What are we saying here?
Follow all the international media, the guys are laughing at us. They say all those people that they brought here are not from Liberia. So what happened to their home countries? All the people they are bringing, they are not from Liberia. So what happened to their home countries? They rejected all of them because their home countries believe that they will come there, they will pollute the society. They don't want them. But Liberia should be your country to take that because you have a corrupt government in place that is ready to settle down for anything to save themselves from whatever it is. That's what happened to our country. And it speaks a lot. And you are saying it, we're going to be affected. A lot of terrible things are going to happen. Because some of these guys, they can make bomb. They are going to be training our children how to make bomb. Some of them are going to be into hardcore criminal activities. And of course, you talk about drugs. And we're already crying on kush and cocaine and things here. Then you bring in hardcore criminals who are involved with international crimes and things there. Some of them work with terrorists and things there. They grab them, they arrested them. That those people that are dumping on us here. So you will just see one day somebody will pay somebody and say, go to Abraham Winhall and go shooting. Look at them able to do it. That they kind of men, they will train you. They will train you into those kind of thing. That the people that they dump on us. It's too terrible for us. Very terrible. We should be worried about what happened. Our government should tell us 1,200. I was just asking Leo when he went off the line. Leo, in the military, how many persons constitute a platoon or squad?
Between 30 to 50. Yeah.
30 to 50, right?
Yeah, depending on, the size.
So you get a platoon to destroy a whole base, a platoon to destroy. Then you get pretty close to 3 times or maybe 10 to 15 times the platoon being dumped on Liberia. Hardcore criminal who study. Regarding their whole training and everything that they have had is about criminology. They know about it. They know how to do crime. That the men they dumping on us here without rehabilitating them. The men only serve their term and they brought them here. They dumped them on us. They never send them back in the community for rehabilitation. They didn't send them here for rehabilitation. No, they send them here so that they will start reliving their life that they used to live. All the criminal activities stay in them. That's why they dumped them on us here.
Wow. Thank you, Teacher Light. I think your presence really added much information to what have been said already. Yeah, my brother Newton, go ahead, sir.
And teacher, just before you take leave of us, I want to ask this question. Yesterday, lawyers representing the former vice president, namely Councillor Philip Kanga, former Associate Justice Cabinet Janet, they were denied access to their client for on the basis of what nobody know, but the police denied them. The question I want to ask, because you are a legal person, does it have any, a legal basis? Does it speak to constitutionality? That yes, they have right, they can deny the lawyers to not have access because their client is being in the hospital or their client is being hospitalized? Does it speak to laws, existing laws?
So they are denying you guys access to their client because they know what they're doing. At every stage, the client is supposed to have, the lawyers are supposed to have access to their client. The reason for that is, Abraham William, my client was under your custody. You told me my client is sick. I want to ask my client what led to my client being sick. Maybe they did something to my client. They injected my client. They decided to do anything to my client. I have to know. Now you see the speculation all over on social media that indeed Joy Howard Taylor was injected. She was tortured. How do you alleviate all of these things? The lawyer needed to go in, talk to the lady, understand from her what happened. She will give some history. Then the lawyer will come outside. Journalists will ask the lawyer question. Well, your client is being taken to the hospital here and there. We see you when you talk to your client. What's the condition of your client? The lawyers will have talked to the public. But if you deny the lawyer access to the client that you took to the hospital, meaning you have something to hide. Meaning we'll take for true what people are saying that Joel was tortured.
We will take that for fact that Joel was tortured. Now, listen to the early morning excuse that they gave. Initially, they said they wanted to give the woman a constitutional right. What is that constitutional right that you talk about? From the time that you arrested that lady, you violated her constitutional rights. That lady is a VIP. VVIP. She's a VVIP. Even in the great United States of America, I remember when Donald Trump refused to have turned over power. The people, they didn't do SYZ passing around. No. They used the Secret Service. Tell them that the power has already outweighed out of that man. You will leave. And even when Donald Trump was under persecution, Donald Trump was being respected all along. He went to court with his security. He went wherever it is. In fact, when they called Donald Trump and wanted to talk to him, Donald Trump's lawyer is the one that talked to them because Donald Trump was still president of the United States of America and respected on that guy. Why would we have taken? If the government was a responsible government and wanted to run a responsible team of stuff, why would we have taken them to say, look, same guy who is the one who provides security now for the VIP. Same guy who have called Joel Taylor. Oh, we got an intelligence from the Liberia National Police that you are supposed to visit with them. So we are inviting, we are asking, they will call you, but we are asking our security guys with you to escort you to the police headquarters. But you see that the EPS assigned to Joel Taylor was shocked. And when it comes to security, when it comes to the ranking of security in the country, the EPS have every right to challenge the Liberia National Police. The EPS, the highest ranking first elite security sector, because they provide security for the protection of the VIPs. They violated our women's rights from there. The constitutional rights of the lady, they violated that. What they were taking them to have said, look, this is it, this is SYZ, we'll get it. That's why you saw the EPS guy was doing his job by challenging the Liberia National Police. I remember when Chris Massaquoi was state police director. I don't know, he has some issue with Ellen Johnson. Said Ellen has any issue with him, and Ellen was at Providence Baptist Church. My man, Chris Massaquoi wanted to enter the president convoy. The EPS guy there brushed that man whole car. They never jump it. They brushed that whole car that time. I think Prince Sherry, you can follow that development. You can remember.
Yeah.
You know what? The EPS is
entire car, they almost shoot at him. Yeah.
They almost shot at him. The EPA is the most superior security in this country when it comes to that. So if the EPA is there, then police people go in there. Then the EPA is challenging the police people because of the EPA. They are the most superior people. Why you couldn't do all of that to impede that woman the courtesy? To say, no, madam, we got, or even if you send that one called Joel, call the EPS man assigned there and tell Joel, say, oh, madam, we got a call from Central, from our office, that the police said they're doing something, so you will not be advisable that you travel. Joel is not going to force you to travel because the EPS, they are the people that control the president details. They that control the VIPs, where they move here and there. They tell them where to go, how to go about their businesses. So you talking about constitutional right, you don't know. They violated it ever since. That's why you saw in the morning. But why embarrassing them for which they can't take that woman to court? Because what they have on the woman is very flimsy. Very, very 100% flimsy. It's nothing, absolutely nothing. And they are receiving a lot of calls. People are bashing them. Just watch it. You will see that woman will come from the area there. They will say due to sickness, will release her to a lawyer for her to get well before she come back. Just watch it. You will see that thing. And we hear, you will see. Because taking that woman to court, all the charges they level against her will make her non-bearable. It's not possible that they will take that woman to jail till they release her owing to those charges. They're not bearable. So they are now trapped in between there. We can't build a woman. So when we carry her to court, she will stay like that. That's what it is. Just watch out. We are watching the play. They are very ashamed. They are very embarrassed. Now the terrible things happening to them now. People are calling them, talking to them. Yeah, very much serious embarrassment going on now.
You're right, teacher. Thank you so much for the update, teacher. Thanks for at least joining us briefly on the show tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a nice one, and of course, y'all thanks so much for keeping up. I appreciate, and of course, we are all great. At least let's keep the torch burning,
and we'll certainly get there. But
so when you coming back to the country, when you returning to the country?
yeah, the guys are saying that the president of the Republic of the president, please say the president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Ambassador George Manenwia, is ready to return to the country. There are others who say, oh, the president will not come back. The Liberian people, they were arresting here. They arrest who? George Weah? That George Weah, they put it down and were arrest. These criminals were arrested. George Weah will come back. In fact, currently, there are programs and full plans on the way to have him welcomed at the Rabat International Airport. I wanted to call my trade shop due to some other court engagement with my clients, but I prefer to return to the country with His Excellency Ambassador George Manenwia sometime next week. The date is not known yet, but there are plans on the way. The organizers know that. So we are here already in Nigeria, in Lagos. We are going to Port Harcourt on tomorrow, and he's going to address the Nigeria National Bar Association, the largest bar on the African continent. And I'm pretty sure, let me try to break this out for our president. The largest bar on the African continent, and who can boast of over 250,000 membership. You know, Liberia around 1,000. Yeah, 250,000 membership.
Wow.
250,000 membership around that.
That's a whole nation
membership.
population.
Yeah, so that's the bar he's going to address, and we've been greeted, and the executives of the bar, they are here in Lagos with us, and they are waiting to take us to Port Harcourt, where the program is going to be held, and it's going to be quite a great one. When he leaves from there, we are going strictly to. He's going to be speaking on the topic beyond limits. And remember, George Weah is one person who's suited for that topic because he has gone beyond every limits in his life. So when he saw the topic, he smiled it, and his speech is ready. And he's going to be delivering that. We expect that on Sunday. Then after that, he will be headed back to Ghana. Then from Ghana, he will be headed back to Liberia. Just like that. So sometimes next week, the president, His Excellency Ambassador George Manenwia, is expected to return to the country amidst a rousing welcome, and to tell him that he's back on base. And remember now, they say George Weah weak, the opposition weak, but just George Weah released one statement and saying, when I'm coming back to rally people, the whole country is scattered all over. They say they're very weak. George Weah is weak, the opposition weak. Just one statement George Weah released, they scattered the whole country. It's the weak men that they're talking about. Just statement for the man. They scattered the whole country. The whole day they say George Weah weak, the opposition weak, the opposition weak. And George Weah would like to remind Yeke Koluba. I see Yeke Koluba passing around. I see CDC people calling him. Yeke Koluba should understand the era when they used to rally to make Joseph Boakai to look relevant. It's not happening in the case of George Weah. George Weah is himself. Joseph Boakai was benefiting from Costa and rallying people. Joseph Boakai and Cummings then were benefiting from Costa and rallying program. Yeke Koluba and rallying program. For George Weah, he's a magnet by himself. He can rally his own people. So Yeke Koluba causing all the noise and talking all that trash. Can't talk about CDC people calling me. No. Nobody will call you Yeke Koluba. You can make George Weah. That you people made Joseph Boakai. That you people made Alexander Cummings. Because when you Yeke Koluba did not travel with Alexander Cummings in the southeast, Alexander Cummings were not coming to get numbers. When you Yeke Koluba and Henry Costa then were not going to show up at Capitol building, Joseph Boakai were not coming to get members. But George Weah himself by himself, just by him saying he want to appear that numbers. So I don't know why Yeke Koluba did that his stupidness from. That's complete craziness that Yeke Koluba on talking about CDC people calling me, I will not be part of them or this, that. You Yeke, that your days of making people nah. That's why you see in CDC, nobody leaves CDC and CDC dies. Because nobody who comes to the CDC makes CDC. It is George Weah who made CDC. George Weah is CDC. So you like it, you won't leave, you leave for nothing. You're not carrying anybody. I want you to get understand all the things you're talking there, you're frustrated, thinking that all the things he's doing, people not protesting for him, people not supporting him. No. CDC knows that Yeke Koluba and all led to the defeat of the CDC. Let them feel the pinch of their own government that they brought to power. CDCians are not stupid people. They will support you, Yeke Koluba, for talking to Joseph Boakai, but they will not support you in a way that you expect. That the way you used to see people behind you like that, no, CDCians are not crazy. They know who their leaders are. So your plea tell Yeke Koluba that one. Thank you guys so much.
All right, teacher, thanks for joining us, and we wish you all of the best. Good luck. Stay safe.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we here. By the grace of God, we get in there.
So Prince, let's have your parting comments, then we can go home tonight? Can make your day on
Yeah,
this
uh,
presentation.
we are grateful that we, at least I have Teacher Light with us for throwing more lights on this and has opened up, the minds of most Liberians to be very focused. Like he rightly said, that we should be focused on the issue and not the distraction that is going on. We have seen a high level of disrespect by this government for the rule of law. The government does not respect anything that has the law attached to it. They will do what they want to do. But I think we should be focused and we should continue to demand that with all of the evidence that we have that is in the public lens, with the involvement of Gregory Como, the involvement of Tatam Bueka, where they were even named, in the clip, that these people must account. And that's what we must continue to do. It is unfortunate that the government of Liberia, they've compromised the safety and the security of the Liberian people. Wanted to bring in people who the Liberian people don't even know where these people are from and what they are capable of doing. And we know that they are capable of doing real harm and danger, because if the United States can refuse them, you must know that it is terrible. We are talking about breaking the cartel. That's what the government is saying. They want to break the cartel. But how can you break the cartel when you are bringing in people who are very sophisticated, who these people have all of the knowledge to even use their phone and connect, people, serious hardened criminal from other countries. So it is just unfortunate. But again, Mr. Bueka has lost every hope. We know that this government is crumbling down. In fact, the government is completely down, and they are just hanging on thread to ensure that they can destabilize, the country and think that there can be anything like, well, let's have a government of interim unity or whatever. But let's remain focused, because Joseph Numa Bueka is a history comes 2029. And we are seeing from every indicator, from the market, from the stores, the pen boys, we are now seeing that this government is naked. So Liberians, let's just continue. Let's remain vocal. And let's not allow other people who are by the wayside to distract us by some of these statements. Oh, the CDC is not doing anything. The CDC is weak, is divided. No, we are stronger than ever before. And at the end of the day, we will be able to liberate our country with His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah. And as Teacher Light rightly said, we are all in the arrangement for, to give His Excellency President Dr. George Manneh Weah a very heroic, welcome to Liberia. So the arrangement is on the way. Seditions, let's get ready. Let's prepare ourselves as we receive His Excellency. Thank you, my brother Newton, for giving us the opportunity. And thanks to our people who are listening and following from around the world. Thanks to all.
Thanks, Prince Sharif, for being here with us. Leo Montgomery was also here, along with the legal luminary, the Anthony at Law, the epitome of knowledge, Anthony Abraham Gassent William, who briefly joined us from the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So first, the issue diaspora edition takes weekend break. We'll be back here Monday by God's willing. Thanks to all of you who have been here with us. Let's keep praying for our country. This country is ours. Let's keep fighting for this country. We have the opportunity. We have the ability. We got to do it. Nobody will do it for us. We got to do it for ourselves. We got to stand up for this country. This is our country, right? Like we always say, and we'll continue to say, this is certainly our country, and we need to stand up to speak out for this country. Nobody will speak out for us. We got to speak out for ourselves. This is our country. Thanks to all of you who have been here joining us on this show tonight. And by God's willing, Monday is national holiday. Monday is August 24th. Flag Day. Monday is Flag Day, but however, we'll be here because things are happening. What a flag day, what a holiday or not holiday. We got to be here to inform you, to have you abreast about issues happening in this country. And I guess you there in the diaspora, you want to know. You're so concerned. You want to know about things happening in this country because Liberia is so terrible nowadays. So this is our country. Thanks to all of you who have been here with us. We really appreciate you. Thanks for taking up your time. And we will continue to work together for the forward march and the betterment of this country. My name is Newton Tukba. Have yourself a pleasant good evening. Bye-bye. We are out.